Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to SimPlay Motorsport. My name is Dan Davis, and I will be bringing you the first round of the season with my good friend PN Motorsport. PN, how are we doing this evening?
Yeah, I'm surviving, like we all are. Yeah, I'm a bit tired today.
A long week of racing is for most of us here, obviously, since Monday. We've been racing here at Kyalami, but it is now time for the big boys. We are here for the pro category here this evening. PN, like I said, it's been a long week of racing. Obviously, yourself got your first win this week, and obviously the GT4s alone are just an entertainment on their own, just the fun and dynamic of these cars. But nonetheless, we are here for the next round for, the next round, I say the first round of pro, and we're at Kyalami, finishing off this week of racing, and this track has produced some great racing this week, hasn't it? It's really done, like the GT4s was fantastic. AM had some really close races as well. Pro-Am as well, with a lot of strategy involved in the racing as well. What can the pros do this evening?
Hopefully set the track on light. Yeah, GT4s was fun until I lost it on the curb with 9 minutes left in the feature race. Pretty KTM. AM. Shame there's only 8 cars, but there's another reason why I like AM. I don't know what happened. What did happen on Tuesday? I can't remember.
You won.
Oh yeah, I won. Yeah. About time, really.
Well, anyway, we are here at Kyalami, based in South Africa, and the only real race that is known to be in South Africa. I can't actually think of any other circuit that is in Africa in general, or even South Africa. So it has held Formula 1 races here before. Was opened first in 1961. Can take a capacity of 100,000. It is still getting used today for the Intercontinental GT Challenge. And they do 9 hours around here, but other than that, there's not really much else that goes on at this circuit. There is some interesting corners around here. I have got a list of names here, but some of them I will struggle to pronounce. But nonetheless, it's a fantastic circuit, very different, very unique, and it's got some interesting elevation changes. FIA Grade 2, so it hasn't quite reached the grade that Formula 1 like it to be, but hopefully maybe in the future it can be used for Formula 1. It'll be awesome to see the Formula 1 cars back at this circuit. PN's been told to turn his mic up so we can hear him, so if you're able to do that, PN, that'd be fantastic, and I might do it at my end as well. So apologies for the blue screen right now. We'll turn PN up. Hopefully we can hear him a bit better now. But the track is mainly made of asphalt, and the length of this circuit is 2.8 miles long, and if you want it in kilometers, 4.5 kilometers long, 16 corners, and the record is actually held by a Porsche 911 back in 2020 by a GT3 car of a 1:42.0, and I think we will be seeing much faster times than that here tonight. Already we're in the 42.5s by Overtaker, and it's set to fast settings in a minute, so we should see some faster lap times coming your way very shortly. We have got 17 cars on track at the minute, and PN, we now look to obviously this season, an interesting season lie ahead. The big question is, can anybody stop the champion, which is the Ripper? He's looking fast, he's back in the Audi once again to defend this title, and he's running a #1. What can he do?
Can anyone stop Ripper? I don't think they can. I really don't.
Here's hoping, though. We are hoping. With obviously a different format this season, it might actually make it a bit more difficult, especially in Race 1. Obviously, the format for this season has changed. Race 1 is a reverse grid championship order, and obviously for the first round, there will be no reverse grid, so it's just 2 straight up qualifying sessions, so we get to see them twice at their very best. And then race 2 will be a 45-minute feature race, but with the reverse grid, PN, on the sprint race as well, only 20 minutes, Ripper likes to take his time and work his way through the pack, so for 30 minutes it was fine and the pit window would help him out. But with 20 minutes and being a much bigger grid, we got a lot more cars here, it's going to be a lot harder for him to come from the back and then to the front.
Yeah, definitely a lot harder now. He's going to have to go a lot earlier, or hope he jumps a lot in the pit stops, because the pit window is open for the entirety of race 1.
And of course, we have got a lot of new drivers coming up into this top range category. Obviously, we're looking at the Pro-Am champion himself. We are looking at Louis Allen. Sadly, didn't bring his teammate up with him. Daz Automatic just missing out on the promotion. But Louis Allen has made it into Pro, and he's back in the Honda once again. We'll do a quick rundown of the drivers, actually, as we got 15 minutes. So we'll start at the bottom of my list on here, because that's what Matt has written it down. It's like I said, the Pro-Am champion, Louis Allen, coming into Pro category. He has teamed up with a driver, and he is keeping the title, the Titan Oro Racing name. I hope I said that right. Oro, yep.
Oreos,
Oro, whatever. Titan Oreo Racing. It is Louis Allen, and he is partnered up with another very quick driver who's currently second on the grid at the minute. It is Exit Tibbs, or Agent Tibbles as people like to call him, the young American. He's currently P2 at the minute in the Honda, and both these two pairings look very, very good. Louis Allen now goes to P10, but already Tibbs 6/10 off of Overtaker's lap time, and Overtaker is no slouch.
No, he's not, is he? And well, Tibbs was quite quick in Pro-Am as well, to be honest.
Yes, he was in that promotion zone. He came up with Louis Allen, and I believe it was Smokey Devil as well. So, very good pairing, aren't they? I would say.
It's quite a strong pairing, yes, with both of them. And Louis staying in a car he knows very well. Tibbs has changed cars from the McLaren to the Honda.
I was going to say, actually, there's a few drivers who've gone different cars, and a few drivers that stick with the same car for the teams. Would you think it's a disadvantage going different cars? Or would you say that if you suit certain cars, because for example, Louis Allen and Tibbs now could work together to set up the car to suit both of them, or they could give each other pointers and suggestions to help set the car up?
Well, it depends how you're comfortable. You got to try to change sometimes to see if it makes you faster. But sometimes it's not the car; it's the driver.
Yeah.
Itself.
Some drive. I do think it's probably better to have the same car. Obviously, you make it a lot. If you know who you're partnering with, then you could talk about it long into it and decide whether or not, if you want to go with that car. As Louis Allen has had a moment over the cheater, and into the wall he goes. So a little bit more tweaking need doing to that setup so he could perfect it. Let's move on to the next pairing, which is a driver who's managed to hold his position in Pro, and that is Shane. He is in the Bentley this time round, and he has a teammate of Smokey Devil in the BMW, and together they are going to be teammates for Hot Wheels Racing. Now, this is an interesting pairing. Obviously, Shane was partnered with Fury last season in the Lexus. He has stuck to a front engine car and gone Bentley, much more bigger and more stable car, able to control the curves a bit better. But he's also got a new teammate of Smokey Devil, and Smokey Devil coming up into Pro-Am in the BMW again, which is nice to see. Nice to see him running a Beamer, and I think he's got a little bit of a love for the BMWs, I think.
Yeah, he's also entering tomorrow night for somewhere else for 3 hours in the M4 GT3 car.
M4 GT4, M6 GT3 on PS4, and M4 PS5. Smokey loves a BMW.
I don't know what runs on Project Cars 2 at the moment.
Well, Smokey's obviously, he's been in Pro before. He's been on Pro in Project Cars. He's now into Pro for ACC. It's a big step for him once again, and in a car that is not really favoured on this game, is it?
No, it isn't. It's quite a rare choice, but we've got a rarer choice later on when we get to him.
We will get to him later on, but let's quickly talk about Shane in the Bentley. A different car. Probably he's used to rear-engine cars. He was in the Audi on Project Cars. He then went to Lamborghini the first time he was on ACC. Then he went to the Lexus, and now he's back in this Bentley. 4 different cars in 4 different seasons. Do you think the Bentley will suit Shane?
The Bentley's quite... Well, I found it quite stable on Tuesday night. It can abuse the curbs a bit better, and it's got brilliant brakes. Future Revenge, I hope you're listening. It has brilliant brakes. So you can do the moves down the inside.
But,
so, yeah.
I think obviously going for a rear-wheel drive mid-engine car twice and then moving to the front engine, he seemed to struggle with the Lexus. But let's see how he gets on with the Bentley this season. Let's move on to our next team, which are two teammates who are sticking together once again. It's Green Wolfinator and T. They're teaming up back once again, back in the Audis for T.
Wolfie was in the
but
McLaren.
also. Yeah, I was going to say, Wolfie was in the McLaren. He's in the Audi as well. So we're seeing more and more Audis, obviously, because of Ripper's win in the Pro category. We didn't get to see much of T last season, but hopefully we see him more this season. So we can't really comment too much on his raw pace, but he looked genuinely good, especially in the reverse grids when he had the opportunity to show off what he could do. Wolfinator, though, got very close to the top end of the championship last season. I think he finished 3rd or 4th in the season. I think it was 3rd. Yeah, he's gone from the McLaren and he's gone to the Audi. Do you think he's gone Audi to help set the car up with T, or do you think it's more of a pick a car for the choice of the season, obviously due to the fact that there's a lot of circuits that will probably suit this car?
Probably both, and probably who won Pro last season might help with Ripper winning in the Audi. And it could be just to share setups, because it's easier to share a setup between the same car than it is, like, say, a McLaren or an Aston, or a Jag and a KTM.
Yeah, I would say so. But nonetheless, I think Wolfinator want to try and look for trying to keep that top 5, at least with the new drivers coming in. It's going to be a lot difficult. At least aiming for top 5, I reckon that he'll probably be going for. But nonetheless, another strong pairing for the JWB Esports Racing pair. Okay, we now move to 2 of the independents. One of them isn't here tonight. It's Big Boy Brazier. He is not with us at the minute. He is meant to be going in the Audi. So hopefully we will see him next week at Monza. The next independent we go to is one of the oddest choices. And we haven't forced him in this. We haven't forced him to drive this car. It's genuine choice. His Nexus. On his own. And he is in the Jaguar. Pien. This is a bold choice, like an extremely bold choice.
It is, but he might have left his wallet in the boot of his other car. Those who watch Grand Tour will get that reference. With Jags.
I think as well, he said that at Hungaroring he was quicker in this than he was in his faithful Audi. I've noticed now Matt's starting to colour in all the tables for me. That's lovely. But makes it a lot easier for me to see who is where. But nonetheless, the Jaguar for him, this is going to be an interesting call for this one, because you don't ever see it. You never see it on track.
Apart from that one race with Keeks last season.
Yeah, and then he swapped it for a Porsche.
Yeah, because he went up to Pro-Am, didn't he? Instead of staying in Am. And then we saw another weird car that... Yeah.
It was a Retia, yeah, but that was forced, I'm afraid. That was forced. But either way, Nexus in the Jaguar, I'd love to see this car get a race win. That would be awesome to see, especially in the Pro category. But do we really think that this car can really take on the guys in this league?
Be interested to see what it's like at Monza, because it's a bit of a beefy car with horsepower.
It is indeed, but I think it's very understeer. As you can see there, he runs a little bit wide. So that's Nexus in the Jaguar. Obviously, Shane was partnered up with Fury last season. Fury has decided to switch teams. Well, I say switch teams. Shane has left Teletubby Motorsport, and Teletubby Motorsport is back on the grid. There he is. There is Fury. He's opted for the McLaren. We've seen him testing quite a lot in this, and he does look like he has genuinely good pace in this car. He was going to go Porsche before the start of the season, but due to obviously not a lot of testing in it, and he's tested more this car, he seemed a bit more comfortable and suited for this. In general, he's currently 4th at the minute, but his teammate is the interesting one. He is partnered with Overtaker. Now, this is a very, very strong pairing for... not just for the season, but for the constructors as well. I genuinely think that the constructors might have to watch out for Teletubby Motorsport, because they've come with a strong force team here.
They have. It could be a very spicy relationship as well between Fury and Overtaker.
It is indeed. Back to the FU racing days, but Fury obviously opting to go to the McLaren, so Overtaker has lended the McLaren to Fury, but Overtaker's gone Bentley, so obviously he's used to seeing the back and the front of the Bentley with Matt Imovic in the car. But this is an interesting choice, and I think Overtaker's got a season of learning with this car. But nonetheless, he's gone for something that I think is more race pace suited than probably one lap.
Well, yeah, I found a better over a race than one lap. So yeah, so it's a solid choice of a car.
Definitely so. Are we saying that Overtaker and Fury, Teletubby Motorsport, possibly favourites for the constructors?
Possibly, yes. Well, Jaeger one driver misses a couple of rounds, don't he? Same with SimPlay Racing. Mike misses a round.
He might not now. He might not now. We'll possibly not, so we'll see what happens later on in the season. But speaking of Mike, let's talk about Mike. He's back once again. Peaceful explosion in the SimPlay Racing Honda, and he partnered up once again with our Latvian friend Emprava. They both returned back in the Honda. Now, obviously, last season, SimPlay was in a close fight, as we've got 18 cars with Gary now joining us. They were a close fight for the constructors, and they were also a close fight for the drivers as well. Peaceful returning back in the Honda, and Plava in the Honda as well. They've had a year to learn this car, and a season that will suit the Honda as well. The Continental package is really much in this season, and I think this Honda is going to be very, very strong this season.
Yeah, we've stuck to what we learnt last season. Carry on for the second season. Maybe change cars if it don't work out with the Honda at the end of the season 4. Oh, really? 4 seasons? Nearly 4 seasons on ACC already.
Nearly, yeah, nearly. So that is SimPlay Racing. They are your pairing there. We got 2 other independents as well. Euro returns back once again. He's actually added colour to his Ferrari. Back once again in the Ferrari. And what can he do this season? Is he able to commit to more of the season? That is the question. We're also going to be moving on to the 3 new drivers. Firstly, we'll start with the independent. That is Tech Leader. The AM champion. He comes into pro. Regarding his pace, we knew that he had to be in pro. Obviously, the mixed conditions of drivers in AM needed to be assessed a little bit better, so we got to this stage, and Tech Leader has moved up into pro, basically jumping pro and PN. Do you think this is going to be a too big a jump for him, or do you think that this is where he should be?
Well, currently at a moment in practice, he's sitting in 6th place, so it's probably a good choice that he's jumped Pro-Am. He's Mr. Chaos of Pro-Am as well.
Well,
there's a learning curve.
Well, he is in here back in his faithful Ferrari. Possibly good things to see from Tech Leader. We will see how he gets on with the big boys. Now, the other team, obviously, the 2 other drivers who's come from AM and straight into Pro is Jay and Ben Bath, who are both back in their Ferrari and McLarens, sticking to what they know again, and racing as Flying Potatoes. Possibly Irish. I'm guessing that's by the potato things, but I'm just guessing. I might be wrong. I know. I was just kind of trying to be funny, but that obviously wasn't working. So they're back again in the Ferrari and the McLaren. Again, the same about Tech Leader. It's a big jump, isn't it? They've just gone from AM and they're now being thrown in the deep end here in Pro. Yeah,
they haven't had initialization properly in Pro-Am. You know, getting beaten up in the mid-pack every so often. Which happens in Pro-Am a lot.
Well, they're currently here at the minute, and they let's see how they go on this season. Obviously, look very good in AM. Can they do the business in Pro? That is the question. We now move on to the other 2 drivers and constructors who looked possibly favoured for the Constructors' Championship. That is Mate Himovic and Gary 131 once again returning as Jaeger Motorsport. Different coloured livery this season. Same cars, but different colour. Gary's back in a Porsche, and I think Gary, after having a win in the GT4s and a pole position to his name, might have allowed him to get some love back into racing again, and possibly could be a man to watch. And obviously the Porsche is very, very good around here in Kyalami. A little flash of lights from Gary there. But these 2 back against once again. But PN, what do you think of Gary and Matt, and what are their hopes for this season? Obviously Matt's going to be missing quite a few races this season. It's going to be difficult for them to hold on to the constructors, I think.
It is. Gary wishes he had his Janetta and everyone else was in GT4s.
Possibly so.
He came in as a reserve and pole position and win the race.
What is realistic for them? Let's be honest. What is realistic for these guys? We know that Matt's going to miss possibly 3 races, I think. I'm not 100% sure about that one. I will have to get that confirmed. But yeah, nonetheless, back in the Bentley and the Porsche again. They're both on track. Gary crosses the line, he goes P11. P9 at the minute for Matt, and he always does high fuel. He never tests low fuel. Towards the line he comes. We don't see an improvement. But how do you think that these two are going to get on?
They're going to easily be in top 3, aren't they? Both Matt and Larry. It's a very strong pair, and they've been together for a few seasons now.
Yeah.
In ACC, I think were they together in Project Cars 2 as well?
Towards the end of it, yes. When Matt eventually got into pro, he was, yes.
And F1 with Aston Martin for 2 seasons.
Of course. Obviously, so that's your Jaeger Motorsport pairing. Obviously, we'll see how those guys get on. And obviously, we come to the main man himself, your defending champion, back in his Audi, his faithful Audi once again. It is Ripper. He is down as a constructor as Killer Motorsport Performance. I believe that he might be having a reserve role with Killer Camel. I believe Killer Camel might be coming back for a couple of races. He can't commit to the full season, but nonetheless, he is back in his faithful Audi once again. And PN, the main thing is, if this guy can do the entire season, which he's more likely going to, who has got the pace to stop him? Because the guy is on rails. He's already in the practice session done a 41. We haven't seen a practice session so far with a 41-second time in there. 1 minute 41, sorry. So, can anyone realistically stop this man?
It's got to be hard, isn't it? He's, I hate to say it, he's very Max Verstappen-y at the moment. Yeah.
I wouldn't say Max Verstappen. I would say more of a guy who could just jump into any vehicle. He's already shown that in the Porsche that he can. In practice, he was testing the Porsche, playing around with it, and he was always at the top of the tables once again, lapping probably a couple of tenths just off the Audi's best. So Ripper
he was in the Retia as well.
He was testing the Retia just to rub it in my face, I think. But he is your defending champion, and he is going to be the one that everyone wants to beat. I know for a fact that Overtaker would love to stop him for a few races, but anything can happen this season. We are here at Kyalami. That is your grid for this season 3 as a fun-packed load of drivers, and it's nice to see 18 cars on track. We are only missing 1, which is Big Boy Brazier, so 19 we should have had. Killer Camel, I believe, will come in every now and then. But we're into qualifying, 15 minutes worth of qualifying, and at the minute we got car number 14, I believe, is the lead car, which is Overtaker. So predictions, PN, for pole position, probably an interesting one, but who do you think is going to take pole?
Ripper.
You think Ripper?
I think Ripper.
Well, reminder as well, guys, if you're on the Discord or have any form of way of connecting onto our servers and stuff like that, there is obviously all these guys do stream on their channels. So I believe Matt is streaming on the Gaming Works from 5, Peaceful Explosion is on YouTube, and a few others here and there, a few Fury CBKs on Twitch. So if you want to see those guys, have a look at their streams. But at the minute, Overtaker is going to be the first one to set a lap time, and PN's going Ripper, and I think it's going to have to be Ripper for favourite for pole for race 1, I think. But nonetheless, we have been wrong before. As Overtaker comes to the line, I will now get a poll going for pole position. Overtaker is going to be one of them, and he sets the benchmark of a 42.6. Who's then next to come to the line? It was Matinovic, and he's 1.1 off the pace. We then have a Audi coming towards the line. That was Wolfinator, 2-1. Ripper goes to the top with a 42.0. We've then got Emprava next to the line, and he does not set a lap time. Then we have Jay in his Ferrari. He comes to the line 3 seconds off the pace. Euro goes P4 with Smoky Devil next to the line, and he goes P7. We then have the McLaren of Fury up towards the line. Lucky number 13, no lap time set. And then Shane just behind him again, no lap time set by him. The next car on a lap time, I believe, is the 95 of Louis Allen. Into the final corner he goes. And already, Pien, Ripper straight in the low 42s as Louis Allen puts himself in P5. Nexus in the Jag. What can he do? No lap time set.
He was invalidated. He was blue. As Tibbs now comes around the final corner. Don't know what this one's called. The only one I care about is barbecue and sunset. Because
Not even
it's like
cheetah.
when you have a barbecue. Now, with cheetah, you don't want to touch that curb unless you're in the GT4 car.
And just as Tibbs crosses the line, he does not set a lap time. Overtaker back to the front he comes.
Tech leader's now out on track. Gary's is still in the pit lane.
As Overtaker gets within 45,000th of Ripper, but I'm pretty sure Ripper is on an improvement already, as Matt does improve. He gets within 9/10. Here comes Ripper. Any improvement? A 41.7 as we see a car return back to Pierce. I believe that was Palava. We got Jay exiting the final corner, peaceful to the line. He's now setting a lap. As Jay towards line, no improvement. Euro, I think, is on an invalid lap time, so no improvement from him either. I believe then it is Fury on his first flying lap in the McLaren. Towards the line he comes. And invalidated as well. So Shane and Fury still struggling to get. I'll say that Shane gets a lap time on the board. He goes P9.
It's Ben Bath rounds the final corner. To cross the line. Does he get a lap time in? That's P8. For Ben Bath. I don't know what Daz just said then in the YouTube chat because the poll just went up.
He says lap times not much difference between Pro-Am and Pro, to be honest. No, they're not, as Ripper has set the benchmark. As we got a car in the final corner at the minute. That is the number 24 of the American of Exit Tips. He's exiting the final. It's not exit.
It's exist Tips or something like that.
He goes P4 in the Honda, so that's a very good lap time from himself. As I believe it should be then Overtaker back. No, it is a brand new car that I can't figure out. That is Matahimovic. He's currently 1.2 off the pace in his Bentley. And guys, get your votes in on the poll. Most of you have already gone for Ripper, as Peaceworks Matahimovic comes to the line and he finds a couple of thousandth, but not enough. Wolfenator in the Audi, 2 seconds off the pace at the minute. Any improvement? Ever so slightly, he goes up to P4. Gary now starts his flying lap around here with Peaceful Explosion finally going to get a lap time on the board. He goes P6. Good lap time from him there. Good little banker for him. Jay towards line, no improvement, but Euro does improve. He goes up to P6. Fury now next towards the line. Is he finally getting a lap time on the board? He does, and puts in P7 with Shane just behind him. Any improvement for Shane? Yes, he goes P12 with Emplava finally starting a lap here. Can he get a lap time on the board? Still, Emplava tech leader and Gary 131 still yet to set a lap time.
Well, I was about to say 17 cars out on track, but now it's 17 cars back out on track. The only person in the pit lane is Euro in his matte green and yellow Ferrari.
It is indeed 24. That is Tibbs. He's looking very good in this pro category in the Honda. He's in the final corner, and now Tibbs exits the final corner. Can he improve? The young American. We go to Laguna Seca this season, and he goes P4. He gets within a 10th of Matahimovic, so he's already showing his pace here tonight as Overtaker goes across the line to start his flying lap. And here comes Matahimovic. Two Bentleys trying to hunt down the Audi as he goes into the final corner. Currently 21 of you watching the stream. Hit that like button, please, guys, and subscribe to the channel. Head down into the link below, as well as you will see all of our lovely sponsors of Audio Sport and Made Manchester as well. So have a look at them as Matt crosses the line to go still just out of a second of the top guys at the minute.
Mr. T just clunked the curb and he's facing the wrong way. He's still rolling backwards. That's impressive.
Smoky Devil to the line, no improvement. Peaceful, no improvement. And Tech Leader gets a lap time on the board, puts him 10th as Jay now comes towards line. Still not a good lap time from him. He's struggling for a minute as Gary131 is going to get a lap time on the board. No, it is still invalidated. So Emperava and Gary131 still yet to set a time. Shane towards line, he improves a little bit, and Emperava goes to P6.
I think he got a little bit of a toe from Shane's Bentley there as well to help him along.
He does indeed.
Just a little bit.
Ben Bath just pulls to one side, so he is not going to improve on this one. Nexus in the Jaguar at the minute, P12. Any improvement here? 2.5 at the minute. He finds 3/10 and goes ahead of Tech Leader. So already tight on the grid. Gary131's the only one now yet to set a lap time, and I know this guy could put in some good laps around Kyalami. Overtake it into the final sector. Next car to set a lap time.
Yeah. Car behind's invalid. Matt's on a valid lap as he comes through the cheetah. Flirts with a curb. In the GT3 cars, you really don't want to touch him.
But in the Bentley, you can abuse them a little bit. Right now, towards the line, Matt Tihimovic, 1 second off the pace. Any improvement? No improvement from him. He did say that, like, his struggle is basically qualifying is his struggle, and that's what he needs to work on this season. Euro towards the line, 2 seconds still off the pace. No improvement from any of the guys now. I think we're seeing the best that they can, but Matt looking to try and focus on improving his qualifying pace. Peaceful, no improvement. Tech Leader, no improvement. Smoky Devil, no improvement as well. So some of these guys just struggling to get those laps in. Ripper, does he extend the gap? No, he does not.
Going to P13.
The 131 is in 1-3 position, the 13th place position for Gary. So everyone's got a lap time on the board, and at the minute it is Ripper setting the pace, and at the minute he's a 10th slower than the Pro-Am lap time. So Pro-Am actually looking quite competitive compared to the Pro Boys, as Overtaker currently on a lap time.
Is Wolfie getting out of the way for Empalava?
We'll end the poll there. Most of you reckon that Ripper will take pole position. Overtaker pushing the limits of the Bentley. He can really abuse these curbs and get away with it. We do have a yellow flag. That is gone. Overtaker towards the start-finish line. What is it going to be? No improvement there. So at the minute, it is still Ripper. Off. He is just slightly off. Euro is the next one on.
Oh, we lost a driver. We've just lost a driver.
Who have we lost?
No, trying to figure it out.
I'm not sure who we've lost there.
Let me have a look.
Nexus. We've lost Nexus.
We've lost Nexus.
Euro's gone across the line. He is now 7th place. He has improved on that one. So Nexus will hopefully get back into the session. Tech Leader towards the line. Any improvement? He improves and goes P4. So he's getting close.
Not bad for the AM champion.
Not bad indeed, as lap times are improving. Exit Tibbs has gone faster. Ripper has now found a 10th as well. So he's finding the max out of that Audi.
Nexus is back in
My internet is a bit unstable. Don't know why, says Nexus. Just when you want it to be stable, it decides to has a hissy fit. Shane, no improvement either. So the next guy on a lap time is Overtaker. He's currently half a second off of Ripper's best time at the minute. Oh, and he's gone on the grass. The rear stepped out, and he was struggling with that corner at the GT4s.
In the Merc, yeah, he was in the Mercedes.
He was indeed. So I think he's going to be throwing that one away. So car 13 is the next one on a valid lap time, and that is Fury. And all the cars you see now in pit lane, they are done. They will not get any more time on track, as the clock will run out for them before they even get to the line. So Fury, he'll get another lap in. I think Ripper might get one more lap in himself. Gary's going to be tight.
Euro might as well.
So here comes Fury. He's P11 at the minute. He needs to find a couple of seconds here. Yes, he goes up to P8. And if he just finds 6/10, he is up there with his teammate. 75, that was Euro. He did not improve, and I think he is done for the session. Yes, he is. So we won't see Euro any longer. Peaceful Explosion coming to the start-finish line. He will get another lap in, as that one was invalidated. Here comes Ripper towards the line. Can he improve on a 41.6? No, he does not. He stays with a 41.6. Gary 131 crosses the line. No improvement, that he gets that lap in. It is now Wolfinator into the final corner. Will he sneak another lap in? I think it's going to be very, very close. But Wolfinator will not get another lap time. That is it for him. P6 at the minute. Any improvement? No, he stays P6. This is it now for the guys. And by the way, it's nice to see everybody in the chat. We see Fury's mum, Nexus, Phil, Daz Automatic, Peaceful, Stepdad, Fury's granddad, Sutty, and Neil as well. Nice to see you guys all in the chat. Louis Allen now, P11, his teammate doing a fantastic job in P5. The Pro-Am boys really taking it to these guys as they come towards the line. Louis Allen in P11, what can he do?
P10.
He finds a 10th and goes P10 only. So who is that in the final sector? That is Matt. He looks like he's had a moment through the cheetah. As we now say hello to Tracy in the chat. Hello, y'all. Good to be back as Matinovic comes to the line. Any improvement? No, he will start P3. Who is that in the final sector? I believe that is a Honda. No, it's a McLaren. It is Fury. He finds a little bit of time but stays P8. Here comes Peaceful Explosion. We reckon that McLaren isn't so good at this track. So really, Fury's doing okay in P8 at the minute, midpoint of the grid. But here comes Peaceful Explosion in the Honda. He's P12 at the minute towards line. Any improvement? He does improve but doesn't get Gary. Ripper to finish the session. And he stays on a 41.6. So Ripper takes pole position here in Kyalami once again. And he just carries on from where he left off, PN.
Yeah, another season, same outcome maybe. To find out, we've got 20 races in total. 10 rounds, 20 races. So
well, Overtaker has brought that gap down. My phone or the channel keeps cutting out. It might be your phone, Tracy. I don't think I've had any other issues from the guys. But it is Ripper on pole position, as we will get a prediction now for a winner for race 1. Like I said, PN, he's carried on where he left off last season. He's on pole. Any surprises or shocks for that qualifying session?
Tech leader's impressive in 4th, the reigning AM champion. That's not bad. Tibbs, 5th.
I was going to say Tibbs. For me, Tibbs was the shock. I mean, obviously, he's been thereabouts in Pro-Am, not quite showing the pace at times, but he's jumped into Pro, and he's up with the boys. He's up with the fast laws, with Matinovic, Overtaker. He's jumped the likes of Emplava, Fury, Gary. He's already he's shown good talent in the F1s, and he jumped straight into Pro, and he's up with them.
Yeah, well, let's not mention the F1 games anymore, because they're not very good. Personal experience.
Well, there is a poll out for you guys to get voting now on who you think is going to take the first win here. Reminder, it is a 20-minute sprint race. The pit window will open straight away, so the guys can pit as soon as possible. 18 cars this season. We've got 19 overall in the season. Ripper has carried on where he left off. He is on pole.
Oh, Jay's missed the start.
Oh, Jay is going to have to start from pit lane and a lap down. But Ripper has resumed what he done last season. He is on pole position. He is in the Audi, but he has got 2 Bentleys ready to pounce on him. Overtaker versus Matt to try and stop Ripper this season. So it is Ripper on the front row with Overtaker in his Bentley. Then the second row will be Matinovic and the AM champion Tech Leader in P4. Row 3 will have Exit Tibbs with Green Wolfinator in 6th place for row 3. Row 4 is Emplava, the leading SimPlay Racing Honda, with Fury, the Teletubby Motorsport McLaren. Euro and Louis Allen will be sharing row 5 for P9 and 10. The camera is being terrible. There is Euro. I'm trying to get everyone some screen time as much as I possibly can. So that's row 5. Row 6 is the veterans themselves. Been here since season 1 in Project Cars all the time ago. Gary131, your first pro champion in the category, with Peaceful Explosion winning the very first race here at SimPlay Racing on the 6th row for 11th and 12th. 13th place and 14th for row 7 is the unorthodox driver of Nexus. He's gone Jaguar and he's managed to get back into the session. Shane will start in 14th place position in the Bentley. Row 8 will be T and Benbath. Benbath going to be looking to try and make as much places as he possibly can at start with T. Also looking to make some improvements there. And on his own at the back of the pack on row 9 will be Smoky Devil, as Jay will have to start from pit lane as he missed the beginning. PN, prediction, we did poll for Ripper. Do we think he's going to lead? Do we think he's going to win this one?
If he could get around turn 1 clean, possibly, yes. But we'll find out in 20 minutes' time.
We will indeed. I genuinely think Overtaker and Matt will want to be giving him a hard time. And I think if Overtaker gets into turn 1 first, I think it'll be very difficult for Ripper to get past him. But they have to react to him in the pit lane. So I'm going to go Overtaker on this one. You going Ripper?
I'm going Ripper.
Guys, get your votes in on who you think is going to win this one. And also, while you're there as well, hit that like button. We've got 24 of you watching. Let's get as many likes as possible. This is the pro category. This is the best of the best. The creme de la creme. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel as well. And don't miss anything here at SimPlay Motorsport. Head over down to Audio Sport and Made Manchester as well. And have a look at their channels. Give them a like and follow and do everything on their social medias. We're also on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook as well, so give them a like and subscribe. If you want to join us here at SimPlay Motorsport, then head over to SimGrid so you can get involved with the racing here. But it is round 1 of the season. We're here at Kyalami. Ripper, your defending champion, is on pole on the front row with Overtaker. Who is going to come out on top? PN, this is going to be exciting.
It's going to be exciting. There's 18 cars into turn 1. Oh, this is going to be really fun.
It is
Will
indeed.
it be carnage, just as predicted in chat as well?
Ripper backs the pack up. Race initialized. We are now green here in Kyalami, and the pro season begins. Ripper heads towards turn 1, and already Exit Tibbs is looking to make a move on Matt. Matt's had a dreadful start, and Overtaker's already pressurizing Ripper as they head towards turn 1. He opts for a wider entry as he's going to go into turn 1. Ripper leads into turn 1. Everyone ready to be clean, but Overtaker has really got onto the back of Ripper, but Gary131 and T have come together, and they've dropped to the back of the pack. Who else has made the moves? Jay comes out of the pits as well. Euro's in the middle of the scrap as well, but relatively calm other than the spin between Gary and T. But nonetheless, Ripper leads the way. Overtaker second. Matt is still in third. And Tibbs with the jump on Tech Leader, with Fury moving up to P6. Wolfenator dropping down. And Plava's managed to stay in P8. Nexus has had a great start in P9, but he is looking to try and make some moves as well as Gary131 and T, really the losers of that start.
Yeah, and unfortunately Jay couldn't miss the start and went a lap down straight away.
He did indeed.
Oh, Mr. T's lost it into that corner there.
The downhill section. Yeah, he's in the downhill section. He's got going again, and Smoky Devil's at the back with him. So Ripper is leading the way. He's done what he needed to. He's already starting to gap Overtaker, 6/10 separating them. Meanwhile, Tech Leader is attacking Tibbs. Tibbs going to the outside. Can Tech Leader get it done on the inside of the cheetah? That would be brave, and he thinks better of it. They've got a veteran of Fury now breathing down their neck, leader of the GT4 Championship at the minute. Can these guys hold him off as he's looking to work his way through the order? Pit lane is open, as we've got a few cars already in the pits. Peaceful and Gary, the first two to come in, possibly got involved in the incidences earlier on. But nonetheless, other than that small little hiccup between Gary and T, relatively clean so far, PN.
Relatively clean, yeah, it'll be interesting later in the...
Oh, here we go. Emplava under pressure from Benbath. Benbath's going to go around the outside of turn one, but he can't quite get the job done. Emplava's Honda is wider than a lorry right now, and no one can get past him. But Benbath looking for any opportunity to sneak down the inside, but can't quite do so. Shane and Louis Allen right behind him as well, as those guys are trying to pressurize just to get in the top 10.
Yeah, tight field in the mid-pack. And that Honda, well, it works well on the tarmac and the grass.
Tech Leader's had a little bit of a moment, and that's allowing Fury to really hustle him down into the downhill section. But Tech Leader holds his line, and through he goes. Fury's just onto the back wing of him. He might get an opportunity up into the hairpin, but Fury giving him a flash of lights. He's looking to the outside. Not going to get the job done there, Fury, as he's literally nearly opened the door for Wolfenator, as Tech Leader's gone very wide onto the grass, and both of those guys go through. Tech Leader losing 2 places in one corner.
That's a bit unfortunate. Ferraris don't work as well on the grass as a Honda.
Honda's work very well on the grass, as it's actually now Matimovic starting to pressurize Overtaker, as Tibbs is in a solid P4, best of the rest at the minute, and he's looking to try and at least stick with the leader. So that's the fight going on at the minute. Nexus all on his own. He's not quite on this group ahead of him, but Emplava now pulling away from Benbath, as Louis Allen's had a big moment through the cheetah. He's managed to get it together, and he goes for the pit lane, as T is still trying to recover. Peaceful and Gary are back out on track, but it is now Matt who's starting to pressurize the other Bentley. But we look to Tibbs, Fury, Wolfenator, as Wolfenator's going to send it on Fury to turn one, but he can't quite get the job done.
That is... I lost the train of thought. That'll be a long season, folks. Long season.
It's going to be a very long season indeed, as Shane is now looking onto the back of Benbath. It's going to be a long but exciting season nonetheless. The great fight at the minute is the train behind Tibbs, as Wolfenator has got ahead of Fury. I think he's done it in turn 3, but right now Fury is really hustling the back of that Audi now, as we've got Tech Leader also getting involved, and Nexus isn't a million miles away in his Jaguar.
Still
The Jaguar's in 8th. Like, that baffles me. Louis Allen has been dropped, and Peaceful is going to jump him, and I think Gary might as well. So these two opting to pit early, give themselves some clean air. They might be able to jump a few cars here in the pit stops.
Yeah, because what do you do with a 20 minutes window when the race is only 20 minutes? It's handy if you got damage. I still can't figure out how the oldest car in the game is in P8.
It is. It's doing very well. It's like wondering how Aretia won a race. You just can't. Obviously, an AM, which makes it a lot easier for it. But nonetheless, Nexus is really making that Jaguar look. It sounds good as well. To be fair, it's got a quite nice tone to it. But Tibbs is the trolley train at the minute. He's holding everybody up. He's got Wolfenator, Fury, Tech Leader all behind him, Nexus as well, as Emplava is trying to get onto the back of these guys. No one else is opted to pit other than Euro. Euro is into the pit, possibly got a bit of rear end damage from the start of the race.
Very possible, as Ripper's got about a second lead now over Overtaker, and there's another second back to Matt.
These three still close. These three still close though. Ripper hasn't disappeared into the distance. He's still got the 2 Bentleys giving him a hard time.
Yep, and another thing we didn't mention is that the manufacturers are much more even this year.
It is much more even.
20 billion McLarens this year. This season.
Instead, there's quite a lot of Audis, Bentleys, McLarens, and Hondas this season. So
Ferraris as well.
Ferraris as well, but the other 4 are very much the favoured cars at the minute. And Matt is really starting to pressurise Overtaker. He's 9/10 within him. Ripper's just ahead of both of them. So can the 2 Bentley drivers work together to get the Audi? That's the question. As Peaceful now jumps Euro. Euro comes out of the pits. And does he abide by the white line rule? This is the question this season. A lot of people are not happy with the pit lane exit line, and Euro comes back on track following the rules. So Right now, Ripper, oh, he's really pushing it through the cheaters. Ripper really trying to extend his gap as Overtaker is sticking with him. Matt's just on the back of him as well. The Bentley doesn't do very well following other cars, but at the minute, these two seem to be quite comfortable following the back of Ripper. Oh, Tech Leader's had a moment. He's lost out to Fury, and he nearly lost out to Nexus there. As Emplava, Ben Bath, and Shane all come through. Smoky Devil seems to be struggling in the BMW, but he's into the pits. That looked a bit fast from Smoky there, to be fair. Excuse me. Really struggling in my throat tonight, PN.
There's something in the air tonight, isn't there? Mr. T just let Peaceful past. I don't know why. I was just figuring it out. As Tibbs is in comfortable fourth. Well, not that comfortable. He's on Wolfie behind him.
He is in a fourth place position. Now, obviously, these guys opt in to not pit just yet. We're coming up to the halfway stage of this sprint race. We've only done 4 laps, and near enough, I think it's going to be roughly 5 or 6 laps. I think 10 laps, I think we did in Pro-Am, depending on the pace of the leaders. But right now, Ripper is just controlling the pace out in front. Got second and third, not a million miles away. Tibbs is doing a fantastic job of holding up. Oh, he's right in the middle of the track. Oh, we got
clipped by Shane!
He did get clipped by Shane. There was nothing really he could do. He could probably move forward, but obviously, what do you do in that situation? Shane goes through. Obviously, there's no other cars coming towards him, but Emprava has made a mistake. Jay is coming up behind him to unlap
82,
himself.
That's Mr. T has crashed it at the final corner. That car is toast.
That car is broken. That Audi needs to go back to the garage as he's got major damage to the front of that, and he's not moving. I don't know if that's internet issues or something, but he's obviously got a problem. Wolfinator is now into the pits with Tech Leader. Now, this should be interesting, PM, because these guys have been stuck behind Tibbs, who's been not slow. He's been holding the pack up. He's been doing the best defending he can. Shane's in, obviously, due to the contact with Emprava, but Peaceful is now into the middle sector. T, if you're listening and you're not going to carry on, return to pit lane just to get rid of those yellow flags so the guys can race. Otherwise, they can't overtake in the final corner. Peaceful's been into the pits early. Now, do you think he's done the right thing here and be able to clear the guys in front? Wolfinator, Tech Leader, Shane all into the pits. Will they be able to jump him?
It's a wise choice, really, if you're being held up. Mr. T's just quit the session, so that will go down as a retirement.
It will go down as a retirement. So Green Wolfinator's off on his way. So Mike's not going to jump him. Tech Leader, on the other hand, is only now rolling. So Peaceful is in the final corner. This is going to be close between these two, as Tech Leader is now released off the limiter. Peaceful was at full speed, and I think he'll have him into turn 1. There he goes, as Tech Leader is flirting with the white line there. And he comes out on track. He'll just go ahead of Gary 131. We are halfway through the race. Shane has come back out, and then Plava is now coming back out. So those two are big losers in that one. Ripper extends his gap. He is now 2.5 ahead of Overtaker. Matt now opts to pit.
Matt trying something different. Get rid of them probably very warm tyres, on my guess. They are now on the front of that Bentley.
More likely, as also Tibbs is reacting to the guys who have pitted behind him. Fury, though, opting to carry on. He's got a bit of clean air. Maybe he can use that to his advantage. As we are at the halfway stage, most people want to get them tyres off as soon as possible. Gary 131 is already pressurising the AM champion. Tech Leader, you have got the 2-time champ of Gary 131 on Project Cars 2 in a Porsche. Be careful, because this boy knows how to get around Kyalami in a Porsche 911 or 991, I think it is. So around the inside goes the Porsche of Gary 131, but he's not able to quite get on Tech Leader at the minute, and he's going to look to the inside of the right hand of a Tech Leader. Defends at the last minute there, and Gary has to think better of it. Matt,
no, he's lost the rear. Tech Leader's lost the rear.
Tech Leader just so switch camera, he's dropped the rear, and through goes Gary 131 as Wolfinator comes on track. Sorry, Tibbs comes back on track, and Wolfinator isn't a million miles away, but lost a little bit of time. Nexus is now exiting the pits. He's going to lose out to Peaceful, but he's going to be close to Gary, and Gary obviously being held up by Tech Leader, and here comes Nexus towards turn 1 he goes, and Gary is not quite close enough. Louis Allen, he's starting to close onto the back of Euro here, PN.
Yep, Louis finding pace now with this phase of the race. As Overtaker now opts to pit.
As we'll end the poll there, as most guys have pitted, we're at the halfway stage. Overtaker pits, while Ripper continues on, and he's in traffic.
Someone else was off at turn 1. I think it was Tech Leader again. He's probably cooked his tyres a little bit.
Possibly so. Now, has this been clever by Overtaker and Fury? They were, well, mainly Overtaker. They were coming up to lap traffic. Ben Baff is also in now, so it's just Jay and your race leader to pit. Ripper has to clear Emplava. If anything happens to the guys in front, then Ripper is going to be in traffic. Now, when I obviously came to lap cars in Pro-Am, obviously I chose to come in as soon as possible because you don't want to be wasting that time behind cars because it can affect your lap times while the other car is getting up to temperature and having that clean air. The thing that Overtaker's got to worry about is Matt Imovic. He's in the final corner, and Matt has put in some decent lap times. He goes a little bit wide there, I think. To get a little bit of understeer, but Overtaker is back out, and I think Overtaker's extended his gap actually to Matt, so Matt didn't quite gain a lot there. Meanwhile, Tibbs behind him has got a lot of pressure from Wolfinator. Wolfinator carrying on from last season, but in the Audi, trying to pressurise the Honda.
Yep, same green on that though, as McLaren he used last season.
So Fury
He's
also...
got his headlights ablaze as well behind Fury. Not Fury, Tibbs.
He has indeed. Fury comes back on track. He is now, will be effectively P6, I believe, once the times all work itself out. Peaceful has got up to 7th after pitting early, so probably a good call there from Peaceful. We might see a lot of people here this season pitting early to maybe get that clean air, as Ripper is into the pits. Where is Overtaker? He is in sector 2 at the minute, so we'll see how close Overtaker can get on this lap, but Wolfinator, on the other hand, is really pressurising Tibbs.
We've lost another car. We're down to 716.
Who have we lost? Is it Nexus again? No. Ben Baff, no. I think we've lost. No, not Ben Baff. I'm not sure we've lost it.
Fury's just gone in Discord trying what the yeah. It was Fury.
No, Fury has had an issue somewhere, maybe a server probably issue for him. Ripper has now been dropped. He was the last car to get in the session, so he's the furthest away. Overtaker is now in the final corner, but Ripper has been released, and I would say Ripper has slightly gained as well. So the undercut doesn't seem to be working. The overcut seems to be the better option.
It does, actually. Well, hopefully Fury can get back in, even... It's in, he's got 2-minute wait, and then he can carry on, because if that's internet issue or something that beyond his control, because he was having a strong race. He
was doing very well, recovering very well to a P6 after starting P8. So he gained 2 places, but obviously this one he's going to have to throw away. Obviously, the only benefit of him not scoring very well here, he'll put him in a better chance in the championship reverse grid order. Obviously not good for the championship for himself, but nonetheless he'll start further up in Monza. Now, Tech Leader is starting to pressurize Shane. After a couple of leery moments, Tech Leader is trying to work his way back up the order, and already he's seen how difficult it is in Pro. As Tibbs is taken to Pro like a duck takes to water. He's really excelling in this category at the minute.
Yeah, Fury's had internet issue. It says connection failure. He's posted a screenshot in Discord.
Oh god, no. So Fury having internet problems. Obviously, if it was a mass disconnection, then obviously we'd look into possibly restarting the server. But in this case, it is just Fury. So sadly, Fury, I'm sorry, mate, but we can't do anything about it. So no points for Fury unless he can get in one way or another and at least get around and do a lap. I think we will count that as classified.
Got to run out of time, Mo.
He is going to run out of time, but
he's on a try. He's just said in Discord he is on a try to get back in.
Good lad. Every point counts here. We all know that, especially here at SimPlay Motorsport. But Ripper out in front. He's got a comfortable gap over Overtaker. He has got in, so Fury will at least get on track and score some points. Tibbs, meanwhile, is sitting P4, and he's still got Wolfinator breathing down his neck. That's one of the closest fights. We've also got Tech Leader versus Shane, and Tech Leader's right on the rear wing of Shane at the minute. The handy thing for Fury is his box has gone green from the pit stop, so he doesn't have to do another pit stop, which is good. So he's able to get out and go on track.
Yeah, that's useful, but it's not going to be last place really, because Mr. T would have been last, but he quit out with his. Yeah, we know, Fury, you were fighting for P4 and connection errors.
I would say Fury's had a decent race considering it's not really a McLaren circuit, so I would take this on the chin, knowing that he's got pace at least here at Kyalami, and then he can come back for at least Monza and obviously race 2, of course, and attack for the top end of the championship. But nonetheless, these things happen, sadly, Fury, but we will see you back in for race 2. Good pace showing in the McLaren though, so as you see here, Tech Leader looking down the inside of Shane. He's got the nose in, and through goes Tech Leader up into P12, as Shane will have to lose out to that one there. So Tech Leader on his way back up the pack, behind his good friends Ben Bath and Jay's at the back of the pack, but behind his good friend Ben Bath, who's I think it was 3rd in the championship. He was the one who was just kind of helping Jay score points in Flying Potatoes team, and he's the highest out of the 3 new boys from AM, as Tibbs still struggling here, as he's got Wolfinator really hustling the back of him.
That Audi looks very menacing behind Tibbs' Honda, doesn't it? With his lights ablaze.
I think any Audi in this category is probably one to watch out for, because the Audis are looking very, very good. They seem to be a favoured right now, as Wolfinator still can't find a way through. It's very difficult to pass here at Kyalami. We talk about other cars going on. I was saying this is the closest fight. You've also got Euros now catching onto the back of Louis Allen, who's also got, catching on the back of Nexus, and Louis Allen is catching these two, and Ben Bath isn't a million miles away from them either. So there's still fights going on up and down the grid, but it is really... Fury is moving, so that's good. He will score some points. Smoky Devil's having a moment. He's losing out to Emperava right now, as we will keep an eye on the leaders, as Ripper is out in front quite comfortably. And Emperava now
very comfortably.
4.6 ahead of the rest of the guys. And Emperava, will he try and send it into turn 1? That is the question. We'll keep an eye on Ripper, because I think he will definitely get one more lap, I think, as a move away from Emplava. Smoky Devil loses the rear, and through goes Emplava. Smoky Devil seems to be struggling a lot more in his BMW here at Kyalami. So Ripper comes around the final corner, and he will get one more lap here. So Ripper starts his final lap.
Peaceful's up 6, so.
Yep, Peaceful after Fury's loss. It was Peaceful's gain after that disconnection. He's now up into P6. He'll be relatively happy with a start like that. But if anything happens between Tibbs and Wolfinator, he will definitely gain even more places here. But Tibbs and Wolfinator are having a fantastic fight all night so far in this first race. And Tibbs now, oh, he's just hanging in there. He's just got enough over Wolfinator right now, and I think Wolfinator's only real chance is either the hairpin or the final corner, but he's got to be squeaky clean.
Yeah, as Palava slowly dropping Smokey now. The gap's now over a second, so just keeping an eye on that.
Max Mulder in the chat saying, get them little Tibbs. Tibbles? Tipsy. I do have to say, Tibbs has put on a fantastic show in this first race so far.
Smokey's lost it behind Palava and clattered into the wall. And he's going to drive into the pits.
Oh, he's struggling to select first gear, I think. Smokey's back into the pits. Meanwhile, Tibbs has extended the gap to Wolfinator, and I think that is going to end as it is. But last season's champion, running the #1 in the Audi, is going to continue where he left off. It is race 1, win #1 for your defending champion. Ripper comes to the line and wins the first round here at Kyalami. very good race from him, good pace from himself. But Overtaker wasn't a million miles away. He'll take P2 with Matahimovic in a P3. So the Bentleys take a 2-3. Audi want to try and outscore Bentley as much as possible here. But Tibbs, a fantastic start to pro. He comes home in P4 with Wolfenator in P5. P6 is going to be Peaceful Exposure, but he's being hunted down by Gary. He is on him. The race winner in the second race of the GT4s is trying to hunt down Peaceful, but Peaceful is going to hang in there for P6, which he'll be happy with that one. Gary 131 will finish in 7th. Nexus in the Jaguar will score 8th place position. Good for him. Euro is going to come home in 9th. Louis Allen will finish in 10th with Ben Bath in 11th. Tech leader, your AM champion, he's coming towards the line now. He will finish in 12th with Shane in 13th. And Plava, with a bad start to the season already, will finish in P14. Fury's going to come home in 17th, but he does score points because he did make it in and finish the race. Jay, after missing the start of the race, he's going to be in 16th place position.
He might get 15th because Smokey's not crossed the line yet in the pit lane.
Well, Smokey, he does get 15th, so Jay, for sticking to it, he gets 15th place. And Plava will cross the line to finish 14th. Fury, obviously, in 17th place. And Smokey, he's not crossed the line. We're waiting for him to finish. But normal sessions resume here, PN. It is Ripper who has won the race. Good way to start his championship defense, but Overtaker and Matt were thereabouts, but obviously, sadly, they're not going to be here for the entire season. So really, Tibbs was the man who's really Ripper's threat, and he was quite a bit off the pace.
Yeah. Well, we've got all to do for 45 minutes coming up after a brief practice session and another qualifying.
Yeah, we will be back momentarily. We will be heading to a quick break. Make sure you grab a drink, grab some snacks, and make sure you join us back here at SimPlay Motorsport. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's see if Ripper can take another race win, or can the guys stop him? As Ben in the chat, Nexus has said, my first goal, complete first finish in the top 10, which, no, don't forget to press the clutch during the pit stops, that's a good start for Nexus, but we will see you in a few moments' time as we will get a race 2 underway. Don't go anywhere.
Getting hype when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, yeah, that's how I'm living. I'm with it till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. I was born and when I watched me elevate. All in when I show up, whole place about to blow up. Superior to that competition. I'm in first place, yeah, that's how I'm living. I'm with it till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. When I watch me elevate.
like a locket. Carve your name in my mind, 'cause you caught it. You caught it. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you know it. Me under the street light at the young, so I could show you. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you're glowing. Me under the mezzanine, just so that I could show you. You're golden. Hey, you're golden. You're golden. Hey, you're golden. Golden. When we meet, hold my hand in the darkness. Summer heat, bodies laid on the carpet. Eye to eye, glistening. No, I saw it. I saw it. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you know it. Me under the street light at the young, so I could show you. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you're glowing. Me under the mezzanine, just so that I could show you. You're golden. Hey, you're golden. You're golden. Hey, you're golden. Golden. You're golden. Yeah, you're golden. You know it. Yeah, you're glowing. Golden. Golden, golden. Honestly, you know it. Me under the street light at the young, so I could show you. Golden, golden. Honestly, you know it. Me under the golden. Hey, you're golden. You're golden. Hey, you're golden. Golden.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to SimPlay Motorsport. We are about to get qualifying 2 underway. Tibbs is the first man back out on track, and PN, what a way to start the season. Obviously, Ripper carrying on from where he left off last season, winning the first race of the season. And again, my question is, can anybody stop him? Look like the two Bentley boys are working together to try and stop him, but again, they're not here for the entire season. Regarding the championship, after the first round, it is Ripper leading the way. He's got 5 points over Overtaker, with Matimovic sitting in P3. He's only 9 from Ripper as well. Tibbs starting the season off in a good way by getting the top 4 at the minute in that position. He's only 12 points behind Ripper. Wolfinator currently P5 in the championship, with Peaceful in P6, with Gary 131 in P7. Nexus is P8. With Euro in a P9, Louis Allen is in P10, Ben Baff is 11th, with Tech Leader in 12th, Shane is 13th, with Emplava in 14th and Jay in 15th place position. We also have Smoky Devil in 16th, we have Fury in 17th, with Big Boy Brazier and T bringing up the rear. Regarding the teams championships, it is Jaeger Motorsport leading the way, 9 points ahead of Killer Performance Motorsport, with a Titan Euro Racing in P3. Both level on points as Killer and Titan. With Teletubby Motorsports, even though Fury got back into the session, they are still within the championship, 10 points behind the leaders. So Teletubby Motorsports still in this one. SimPlay Racing in P5, with JWB Esports Racing in P6, with Flying Potatoes in P7, and Hot Wheels Racing are bringing up the rear. Regarding the manufacturers, it is close. It is 13 points lead for Bentley at the minute after race 1 of the Pro. Audi sitting in 2nd, with Ferrari in 3rd, a little bit further back with 92 points behind. Honda is in P4, with McLaren down in P5, last season's champions. It is only P5 at the minute. P6 is Porsche, 7th is Lexus, 8th is Aston Martin, 9th is Nissan, 10th is the Jaguar, and 11th is BMW. Jaguar, Mercedes and Retia unlikely to score some points this season, but we never know. Some people may join this season. As Tibbs has a moment, he was going to be the first man to set a lap time. He won't be now as he returns back to the pits. Who will be the first man to set a lap time? That looks like Matimovic is behind an Audi, I believe, of Wolfinator. I am right. So Wolfinator will be the first man to set a lap time, but already after race 1 PN, we have two teams that are separated by 0 points, with Titan and Killer Performance level on points. But obviously back to the way things are. Jaeger back at the top once again with Matimovic and Gary. So not really much change in that sense.
Nah, but it's only after one race. We've still got another 19 to go this season. A long way to go.
We do have
It'll take us to beginning of December.
We do have a long way to go, all the way down towards December, knocking on the door of Christmas. And obviously when we get to December, that's when we can start singing the Christmas songs.
Yes.
Matt, no chance of singing that. The Englishman of Matimovic is looking to look like he's going to try and extend his chance of a higher position. He wants to go on the front row. He's going to love me for that one. Obviously, he was going on and on about Ginster's pasties. If anybody doesn't know, Matimovic, he claims he's Welsh, and he was born in Wales, but he's lived the majority of his life in England. So, in my eyes, he's English. Oh, as Ripper crosses the line, he does a 1:41.7. Best qualifying so far we've seen in Pro-Am is a 1:41.5 by myself. So Ripper, on his first attempt, is only 2/10 off of my best overall. So Ripper, I know what this man can do. He's done a 41.3, I believe, in these conditions. But he has said and claimed that he's done a 39.8 in the perfect conditions around Kyalami in the Audi.
Not at 44 degrees track temperature, but that'll probably be like 29, maybe.
Possibly.
With a track temp. And Mr. T's just said in Discord his wheel's not working. So could it have been wheel failure that caused him to go straight on into the wall?
Possibly so, but Peaceful across the line, he goes to 6th place. So hardware issue for T, so he may not be in for this race. It is going to be Emplava next to set a lap time. Sorry about the terrible camera changes. Obviously, the cameraman here is not very good. Project Cars was a lot better, even though it did get stuck every now and then. The ACC boys seem to just struggle to change camera at the right time.
Camera set 2 is better than camera set 1 on here.
But the thing is, every time I change cameras, PN, I get like lagged out. So I don't know what's wrong with my ACC, but it tends not to want to behave. Emplava goes P6. Matimovic on a lap. Does he improve? No, he does not. That looks like a green Audi behind him. That is Wolfinator, no improvement. Overtaker towards the line. He gets within 3/10 of Ripper. Ripper comes towards the line, no improvement. So what can Nexus do in the Jaguar? He goes P9 with Ben Bath just behind him. He goes P10 just behind him. So we are now starting to see the best conditions of this track. We're waiting for Fury to come across the line and Tibbs. Tech Leader comes out on track and gets right out of the way. Gary 131 is currently on a lap as well. I'm trying to figure out what cars are coming towards the line. It was the car of Louis Allen, Jay and Euro all coming across the line. And they all put a lap time on the board. As the exit Tibbs carries on where he was, P4, best of the rest. He's only half hundredth. Yeah, he's 500ths off the back of Matt. So that's a good lap time from him. Peaceful Explosion also gets closer to Matt as well. He's within a couple of hundredths off the back of Matt. So Matt's got a little bit of pressure from the boys behind him. Can Matt get the job done and a lap clean? That's the question. Overtaker gets within 3/10 of Ripper at the minute. So at the minute, Ripper still fastest man with a 41.7.
So cars in front of Fury as he goes down towards the hairpin.
There's a cute cars. Euro has gone off, but meanwhile, the one that's holding everyone up is Peaceful. He's coming towards Emplava, sorry. He's holding everyone up. He's crossed the line. Matt towards the line. Any improvement? Yes. He finds 3/10. Does Wolfinator find any more time? No. Overtaker trying to get as much toe as possible off of Shane. No improvement, or he's not happy with Shane. Ripper crosses the line at 41.3. I did say he could do it.
Was that faster than Pro-Am now?
Yeah, 2/10 faster than Pro-Am. I did say he could do it, and there he goes. He goes fastest of them all. A few guys now coming to complete their laps. We got Fury in the final hairpin. Just ahead of him is a Honda. I believe that is Louis. He goes P9. Does Fury improve? He does. He goes P3. He drops Matt down the order, and Fury is up with his Teletubby teammate on the second row. Good lap time there from Fury. Meanwhile, there is a massive queue behind somebody. It is Emplava, and he's got the two Jaeger Motorsport boys just behind him.
Didn't have a problem with the queue back in Am. It was only 8 cars.
So, wow. Ripper setting the benchmark.
I think Ripper's like said, okay boys, chase that. He is. Here's your lap time. Here's the benchmark. Come and get me.
Yeah, that was a blistering lap time. Emplava is the lead car of these at the minute, or he was. He's gone back to the pit, so it's Gary who's going to be the next one to set a lap time. He's currently P8, his teammate P4. So Gary, any improvement? He has been quicker than Matt around Kyalami, but he just seems to be struggling to get the laps together. He goes P7. Matt, any improvement? No. So Fury at the minute hanging in there as Wolfinator, no improvement either. As Ripper is coming back out to rub salt into the wound a little bit more, I think. Yeah. If he can find more time.
I think he just saw your comment in the YouTube chat, Dan. Yeah, he's like, right, I want to go faster than that now.
Tech Leader finally gets a lap time on the board. He goes 11th. Euro is next towards the line. He stays 14th. So some of these boys seem to be struggling with the optimal conditions. 44 degrees is track temperature. No wind at the minute as well. But if there was a wind, it's going slightly to the right. Whatever that says. From the west.
That's a westerly, north, now a northerly wind.
Yep, now
that could be the direction. It could be the direction the car's pointing. It could be how the car's moving around the track, though. Yeah.
That's a stupid thing, isn't it? That makes no sense.
It makes no sense at all.
No. So every time you're going around the track, you might as well just stick up is north, down is south, so you get a southwest wind. That, to me, that looks like northeast wind for Tibbs across the line, and he makes no improvement.
Yeah, I've got Gary. He's got a southerly wind right now. Now a southwesterly.
Obviously, in these cars, it doesn't really matter too much as the Jaeger boys are slowing up, which I think isn't a good. Whoa! Did Gary go round? No, he held it together.
He held it. He's probably thinking. He's probably going, "What are you doing, Bert?"
I think Matt's made a mistake here. He's allowed Wolfinator to get in front of him, but he's clearly got more pace than Wolfinator. So all he's doing is going to get stuck behind him. Benbath towards the line, no improvement. Shane, any improvement from him? No, he will stay in 16th. Smoky Devil not coming out at the minute. Ripper towards the line, and he stays fastest of them all, but he doesn't go any faster. Tech Leader towards the line, any improvement? No, nor Nexus. Euro is next, he's currently 14th. He goes 13th. So,
as we say, evening to Nozza in chat.
Nice.
Pro-Am driver in the Monster Energy Aston Martin.
Nice to see Nozza in the chat. How are you doing this evening, buddy? Nice to see everybody in the chat. We got Sati on Autodubs, Kiss, obviously Nexus as well. Guys, if you haven't done so, please hit that like button. We're at 24 people currently watching. Let's make that like button 24 people at least. And obviously subscribe to the channel as well. We are working our way up the subscribers as much as we possibly can. Peaceful to the line. Any improvement? No. So yeah, we're currently at 503 subscribers, so thank you to everybody who has subscribed here at SimPlay Motorsport. It really does help us out, and if you do want to get involved here, we have all sorts and we would like to hear suggestions from the drivers as well. We do have a thing in Discord so drivers can put suggestions in, whether if it's for the actual season or for GT4s or for GT7s, whatever you fancy, please put some suggestions in. We've got a couple of cars coming into the final sector, Matt and Wolfinator, and I think this is where I said, PN, Matt has made a little mistake here following Wolfinator, because he's just going to hold him up and get dirty air. Wolfinator, though, comes towards the line. Any improvement? No. Matt, no improvement either. He's getting held up here, isn't he?
He is, and the Bentley, as you said earlier, the Bentley doesn't really like dirty air from another car. But then again, no, not a lot of race cars do.
No, they don't. Emplava towards line. He doesn't improve. Tech Leader goes to P6 though. Euro now coming over the crest. What lap time is he going to produce? He goes P10. He's 1.8 off the pace. But we've got a few other cars coming into the final sector. That is Overtaker in his Bentley. And he comes towards the line now. And he's currently 7/10 off. He's now 6/10 off. So he's finding the time. I think that's the first time he's in the 41s, I believe.
Yeah. I've just been used to Overtaker in a Bentley.
He's about to prep himself for his final lap here. On for winner and obviously driver of the day, and hopefully the stream is still running because it appeared to have stopped for me for a second. Or Fury.
It's just stopped for me. It stopped for me as well.
It should be running now, I think. It should be up and running.
It just went pixelated and it's now moving. Fury's just gone around the final corner on the stream.
Yeah, it's all working and running fine now. I think we just had a slight glitch issue there, but we are all good and running. Ema Kizzle's in the chat, a good friend of Fury. Nice to see her in here, supporting her good friend towards the line. Matt, no improvement. Gary, 131, looks like he's a little bit closer to Matt, and that's the improvement he wanted. P5 for Gary, 131. Good evening to Ema Kizzle. I keep winding up saying that she's Canadian. I don't actually know if she is Canadian. I think she might be.
She is Canadian.
She is Canadian. I thought she was American. She might get even more upset now I said that.
I would too.
Louis Allen, 31 people currently watching the stream. Guys, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and obviously support your drivers as much as you can. Louis Allen towards the line. He goes P12, and I think that is his session done. It is done. Overtaker gets within 4/10 of Ripper, and he can't quite do any more than that. So Overtaker probably sweated that out as much as he possibly could. Ripper is on a lap still. Fury's back to the pits. Matt is still on a lap, as is Tech Leader, but it's going to be Peaceful Explosion first to come in. I am Canadian, haha, from St. Catharines?
Ontario.
Yeah, between Niagara Falls and Toronto. Ooh, very nice. Peaceful Explosion into the final corner. Now, is he going to get a good run out of the final corner towards he comes?
Yeah, Matt's racing tonight.
Yeah, Matt is racing. He's doing better than Fury at the minute. Or Tech Leader has bailed out on his lap time. Matt has bailed as well. He's done. So it's just the Jaguar of Nexus left and Ripper. Is he going to improve any more here? That is the question. He goes a little bit wide. He keeps it just within limits. 41.3 is the best so far. Can he go any faster than that? Towards the line he comes.
No.
No.
He does not.
Oh my god, that was going to upset me if he did. Good luck, everyone, says E. McKizzle. Daz Automatic says, come on, Louis, his ex-teammate. And it is Ripper back on pole once again. And we will get a poll out for who you think is going to win this one. Fury, though, P3, good lap time from him.
Yeah, very good lap time by Fury. He's probably absolutely furious about that disconnect in race 1.
Very much so, as we will get a poll out. But it's nice that the Teletubber boys are at the front of the grid. And I think it's nice for Overtaker to have a teammate. He hasn't had one for a couple of seasons. He has signed up with one.
Palaver. Like 2 seasons ago, didn't he? He had Palaver.
Yeah, he had Palaver, but ever since Palaver, everyone else hasn't finished the season or even started the season. So I bet it's nice for him to actually have a full driver for the last couple of seasons. We've got a poll out. Note 2, the Jag is not good on 1 lap pace. We can see that Nexus is currently down in 13th place position. But 30 people currently watching the stream. Please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. We have got a 45-minute feature race here. The pit window will open roughly 32.5 minutes into towards the end of the session, so about 25 minutes in, and they will have, I believe, a 20-minute window. Kim in the chat, smash it, Tech Leader. It's nice to see all these new people in the chat and support your drivers as well. Tech Leader, great qualifying, considering he is the AM champion and throwing himself in the pro. But the man who's still surprising me, PN, is Tibbs. He's putting on a fantastic show in that Honda.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything yet, but I've already got an idea who could be driver of the day.
We do. You do indeed already. Well, guys,
yeah, I've got an idea.
Reminder as well, there will be a vote for driver of the day at the end of the night, but if your driver is not in that list, then please write his name in the chat and I will add it to the tally and we will see who actually is driver of the day. As we're about to get race 2 underway, and it is Ripper once again at the front, but he's got the 2 Teletubby Motorsport boys right behind him, and Fury loves an aggressive start. We will see him being very pushy at the start of this race. He will want to make sure that Ripper and Overtaker is going to have something to think about, but obviously Overtaker, with being his teammate, will want to make sure that he doesn't take each other out.
But it's also race 2. There's no team orders this early in the season. Can't be.
Tipsy Swipsy is the good for the pro and make a legend class of him.
That kind of made sense, Max.
Yeah,
not gonna lie.
Sort of. Nexus says me, he's driver of the day. I give him car of the season already.
Yeah, car of the season, done. That's done. That's for Jag.
Tech Leader's dad. Kim, Tech Leader's dad. Is that...
Oh, Kim could be... Tech Leader could be Kim's dad.
I'm assuming so, yeah. I think, Kim, is Tech Leader your dad? Am I correct in saying that one? More dads, says McKizzle. We do have a granddad, but we need to get him on track. Do you know what? I still think today, right, what we need to do, PM, we need to do a race event, a girls' race event. We'll do a charity race for probably for, like, I don't know, race for a breast cancer or something, right? Get all the girls
Everyone
on.
in pink cars.
Everyone in pink
The
cars,
first
get
step.
all the girls on the track, no boys, no nothing like that. It's a pure women's race. I think we should get Fury's mum on, Emika's all driving. We'll have, I don't know,
Your mum?
yeah, I mean, probably, maybe my mum. She's got an operation soon, so, oh no, son, okay. I don't understand the Kim, but yep, okay.
Oh, yeah. Because Kimmy could be a boy's name as well. Yeah, it's confusing.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm confused.
I'm confused.
.com.
Is it
New
possibly
sponsor.
his son watching on his mum's account? I don't know. But either way, tech leader is
Yeah.
a dad, I'm guessing. So let's go with that one. But it is Ripper on the front row again with Overtaker in the Bentley. But this time they've got Fury and Mate Imovic to keep an eye on behind them, with Gary 131 right behind his teammate also. The camera's being horrendous, so let's go back to the front too. Tibbs, what can he do in that position? He's got a lot more cars around him, but we will see. Can I join that women's race? Maybe I can win then. No, Max, you cannot.
We get two bricks.
As we now enter the penultimate corner, or exit the penultimate corner, sorry, it is Ripper on pole from Overtaker. And he's opted to go to the inside of the track. Overtaker versus Ripper. Fury is alongside his old mate Matimovic, who's going to be sharing a car tomorrow night in an endurance race together. As Emika says, she's so down. But the race is initialized, and we are green here for the second time here at Kyalami, who is going to come through the pack as Overtaker's got a fairly good start this time, and he is wheel to wheel with him as Overtaker is trying to go wheel to wheel with Ripper, but Tibbs, yeah, he's hustling the back of Fury. Fury goes down the inside of Matimovic, who gets that done, but there's all sorts of chaos.
Around.
Wolfie's round, that's Peaceful involved, and Plava, Nexus. There's also a Honda in the wall. That must be Louis Allen. He's in the wall.
Louis.
But it is Ripper still leading the way as we go towards the right-hander. Overtaker is still in second, but Fury's now lost out to Matt, and Matt is back up to P3. Tibbs is still on the back of him, and Gary 131 and also Tech Leader getting involved. Tech Leader's got down the inside and hit Tibbs. Tibbs has gone off, Tech Leader's gone round, Gary 131's gone round, and Jay has gone flying through instead. So Jay now after, and now Shane's been hit by Tech Leader.
Or Tech Leader hit Shane.
Oh, all sorts of chaos at the start of this one as Ripper still leads the way. Overtaker right behind him, but Mate Imovic is pressurising Overtaker again, and he's sitting there thinking, come on, lad, you're letting him get away, come on, he's disappearing. But Fury is stuck with him. Jay, though, is the biggest gain out of that one after not starting race 1. He's up into P5 in race 2.
Smokey's been involved in race 2, lap 1 carnage as well.
Where is Smokey? There he is. He's got front end damage by this thing, but Shane, biggest loser out of that one, I think, as Louis Allen is up in the 14th after all that chaos. But it is Overtaker who's trying to hunt down Ripper, but already they've lost touch to Ripper and he's starting to pull away.
Yeah, he's over a second in front already. As Overtaker's probably watching his mirror a bit as well, seeing Matt's massive Bentley behind him.
Well, it won't be as massive anymore because he's probably just got the massive rear view mirrors that Bentley has as well, so he's probably same size now. It's them looking at the tiny Audi in front of him, but the tiny Audi is slippery and getting away.
Jay is on Fury.
Yeah, I think Fury's had a little bit of a moment in the final sector towards the end of the first lap. Jay's got damage to the front end as well, so he's probably holding a little bit of damage, but Fury has pulled away from Jay. I think Jay had a little slide, but Tibbs is trying to stay ahead of Gary 131. Ben Baff is in P8, Wolfinator is P9, Euro is P10, with Nexus in P11. Now that's updated, and Plava is P13 for Peaceful is ahead of him. Again, times are updating. Louis Allen's 14th, Tech Leader is 15th, Smokey Devil is 16th, and Shane, not start he would have wanted, is down in 17th. Meanwhile, I looked at the times, and Matt was 18,000 of a second behind Overtakers. That means he was at least alongside him, and he's still behind him at the minute. So Fury needs to make sure he doesn't... Go on.
Well, the two Bentleys need to stop squabbling and close in on Ripper.
See, that's the thing. They're not squabbling. They're not really fighting one another. I just don't think they have the pace around this particular circuit to catch Ripper. Meanwhile, Gary131 on the inside of Tibbs. Tibbs is going to hold it strong on the outside of the cheetah.
Oh no,
Gary's touched the curb.
Gary! Oh, well held. Well held, sir.
And I think Gary will. I think I'm going to start bringing this one up. A new sponsor, possibly. I'm going to. James Ash was talking about doing this a couple of years ago with my company. Something called Skiddies. We were talking about, and there's a pair of men's boxers that are the colour brown. So it hides when you poo yourself, that it can hide the stain. As Gary's going to go around the outside. So I think Gary might have to invest in some skiddies there after hitting the... Oh, and now he's going door-to-door with Benbath. Benbath has to go straight across the grass, and he loses out to Wolfinator there. So Gary, with his new pair of skiddies, getting his way through the pack once again. But Ripper, 2.1 ahead of Overtaker, with Matt sitting in third, Fury fourth, Jay in fifth, Tibbs in sixth, Gary131 in seventh, with Wolfinator in eighth, ninth, Benbath 10th is Nexus. Once again, top 10 in the Jaguar. We've got Peaceful Explosion hunting him down, Emplava 12th, Euro 13th, as Louis Allen is 14th, Tech Leader is 15th, Smoky Devil 16th, and Shane still bringing up the rear. Still no pit window open. And guys, we are at 23 likes and currently 30 people watching.
24,
Please,
just updated.
24, lovely. Keep that going. Let's get as many people liking this video as much as we possibly can. Right, Ripper still leading the way. What's the closest fight at the minute? It was Gary versus Wolfinator, but that seems... That is the closest fight at the minute, but everyone just seems to be spread out a minute, trying to get themselves into the groove. They've only just started this race, and we've only got 40 minutes left to go. So 2 laps down, and we've had more chaos in this race than any other so far.
Yeah, well, of the whole week. Oh, sorry, got hiccups.
Yeah, I do think the pros have been a little bit more boisterous than the rest of the pack. Probably Pro-Am was probably just as feisty. So Am was relatively clean. GT4s was...
What weight cars?
Actually,
it's not
no,
hard to be clean.
I take it back. GT4 start of race 2 was a mess. And yeah, I ain't going to comment on that one. But we do see here Nexus is struggling in the Jaguar, which we think he would have, but he's got 2 Hondas of the SimPlay Racing boys hunting him down, and it's head honcho team leader Peaceful who's the first to have a go at him, and he's just slowly creeping onto the back of him. The Honda seems to be very good around Kyalami, and he's really pressurizing the back of him.
Yeah, finding another battle. Let's see who we got. Is the closest battle. Oh, Nexus has lost it.
He has lost the rear, just got onto the gravel, and that was enough for the rear to become unsettled, and Peaceful gets a position, and he's coming back at him now, and he's hit him.
No, he just drove into him.
He
That's
hit
what that
him.
looked like.
Peaceful Explosion, he is not a happy chap there, and Nexus carries on going, but Peaceful Explosion there, oh, hard done by him there. He's just had to like back out of that one, and well, I say back out of that one, he's just been shoved out of the way, so
he's just been moved.
I know Peaceful will be putting that in, as Mummy D is in the chat waving at us. Nice to see Mummy D. She's up for the all-women's race. We'll see her on track at some point. As we see, Louis Allen is trying to hunt Nexus after his little moment. But all the gaps relatively evening out now. Ripper has only got a gap of 2.1. It stayed like that for a while. Overtake is only just 1.6 ahead of Matt. So the top 3 is still, again, relatively close. And Fury is sticking with them. He's bringing Jay along as well. So Jay, after not being able to start the race, he shows great pace here, does Jay. I just wish he probably started the first race on time.
Yeah, and apparently he chose that blue because that matches his Fiesta that he had once. He said, like, at the end of the AM season.
Fiestas.
But Fords in general, I've had
we
several.
can't
Several.
We can't say that too loud. This man on track at the minute, Peaceful, he's a big Ford man. He loves Fords.
I like old ones, like Mark 1 and Mark 2 Escorts, proper Fords, not these newer ones.
I was going to say I'm more of a Volkswagen man, and at the minute, it's an all Volkswagen front 3 at the minute, with Audi leading the way from McLaren, from Bentley and Bentley. I don't know if McLaren's not owned by anyone, are they? They're still full-on British.
McLaren is McLaren, yeah. Jaguar is owned by Tatra, so they're in England now. Honda is Honda. Honda's their own.
Ferrari
so
is owned by Fiat.
Fiat, yeah, which also owns some.
And BMW are their own thing. Honda actually own Lexus, so there's that one as well.
No, I think it's Toyota who owns Lexus.
Was it? Oh yeah, it might
It's
have been Toyota.
Toyota.
Yeah, it's Toyota. I was wrong there. Where's Tony at tonight? He should be here in the chat. You might see him in there, E. McKizzle. But right now, Gary131 has got a little bit of pressure of Wolfinator. Gary's also starting to catch Tibbs. So it's a great little fight between 6th, 7th and 8th at the minute. Also, Nexus has caught onto the back of Euro, who's got Louis Allen not too far behind him either.
Nexus must have no front aero at all. Pushing peaceful out of the way. And we all know that will be going in as a ticket, don't we? Those are
it might be, obviously, Nexus being Hungarian as well, as Kiss was shouting for him in the chat, obviously because he's Hungarian as well. I think obviously being like different probably servers, British server against the Hungarian server, maybe just, you know, cancelled each other out a little bit. We know Louis Allen's internet isn't great. You can see obviously with the badges next to him, you can see a yellow or a green or a red bar. That's based on their internet levels. So at the minute, Louis Allen's is yellow, so he's got a stable server. It's good enough, it will get him through, but when it goes red, then it's more likely they're going to get disconnected. So at the minute, that's what that is, and maybe Nexus's might have spiked, I don't know. Could have been that, but it might have just been Nexus has just driven into peaceful, who knows. But either way, that's may have what's happened. Exit Tibbs has pulled a little bit of a gap on Gary131, as Wolfinator has made 8/10 on Gary. But Ben Bath is all on his own at the minute, while Euro has still got Nexus and Louis Allen hunting them down, as E. McKizzle says Volkswagen with an exclamation point. I like this girl more and more now. She likes Volkswagens.
I like Volkswagens too, especially a nice split screen Beetle.
Oh,
yeah.
God. Oh God, you are boring.
And then a camper van.
Don't worry, E. Fury's granddad is here. So Ripper still leads. He's got a 2-second gap to overtake him. Matt's the one who seems to be off the pace a little bit now, as Fury's also dropped off, and Jay is actually now starting to catch Fury. So we'll see how this goes on. But we'll do a little bit of screen time for Fury, because Fury's granddad and E. McKizzle would like to see their lad driving around, obviously Fury's mum as well. The pit window is going to be opening very shortly, so some of these guys can start to pit. But Fury now is under a little bit of pressure from Jay. Maybe the tyres aren't really hanging in there for Fury at the minute. But Exit Tibbs, he's not far away, but he's bringing Gary131 and Wolfinator with him. So this is your closest fight other than Peaceful and Shane. Peaceful's going to send it down the inside into turn 1 he goes. Shane's got quite a lot of damage to the front end of that Bentley, and Peaceful has made a position.
Yeah, I thought the gap just came down between Overtaker and Ripperman, but it's got bigger. It was just a camera playing tricks on my mind.
As Matt likes to say, it's ebbing and flowing. It seems to be 2 seconds, and then it goes up to 2.3, then it goes back to 2.1. So he seems to be, I think some sectors the Audi seems to be better, as Overtaker goes very wide there, takes a lot of grass, but again the Bentley can handle it, it can take the pressure. But we go back on Jay, who's 8/10 to Fury now. Fury goes a little bit wide through the cheetah, so a lot of these guys starting to push a little bit harder now. They're into this like comfortable zone as Jay bounces and clobbers all over the inside curb at the final corner. Fury towards the line, and he's only now got a 9/10 ahead of Jay, who's hunting him down. Meanwhile, Wolfinator is within half a second of Gary131. Is he going to think of sending it down the inside of Sutty? Send it. Will it be a...
Oh, Palava's lost it of a cheater. And he's in the wall.
And the pit window
just in time.
Just in time
and
as well. 32,
straight into the pits.
32 minutes and 30 seconds towards the end of the race is when the pit windows open, and then Plava, luckily, the window opens for him. Now, Nexus has got a little bit closer to Euro.
Peaceful's in, Shane's in. Shane's in the wall in the pit lane.
Oh, he's hit the wall quite hard, and he's trying to turn the front end of that Bentley, and it's not wanting to do it. So he's into the pits. Louis Allen.
Smokey's in.
Smokey's in as well. Smokey's really struggling in the BMW in the Pro category.
I expect he's looking forward to driving the M4 GT3 tomorrow night. for an hour and a half with Gary.
A good teammate, Gary is. So, as we see just ahead, Exit Tibbs has Jay's made a mistake, I think. Jay's made a mistake somewhere, so now Tibbs is right on the rear wing of the Ferrari of as they go into the right hand. He did have a look, but he thought better of it. It's not really an overtaking opportunity, but Jay's gone very wide, and Exit Tibbs.
Tibbs has got him.
The American passes Jay down the inside and up to another position. He's looking. Oh, he's had a twitch though. He's had a twitch. He's got it back on track, but Gary 131's going to go around the outside of the final corner. But he can't quite get the job done there. Gary in the Porsche. He's now really hustling the Honda. All this. And Fury's had a moment. He's got damage to the front end of his car. So Jay and Fury have both had a moment. And now all these guys are battling it out for the 4th place position. And the top 3 is stabilised. But Wolfinator looking down the inside of Gary. But he knows him a little bit better than that. And covers him off. Shane is now coming back out on track. Tech leader has pitted. But all of this has caused chaos as Fury's made a mistake somewhere, as has Jay. And that's now Constantine at 4th, all the way down to 8th. Ben Baff has lost major time to these guys. If so, he would have been closer as well and been really getting himself involved in this. Jay is his teammate, so would have been handy for him. But for a minute, Ben Baff is not quite in this scrap.
Yeah, as 3-second lead for Ripper. As he comes round the hairpin.
Excuse me.
Max put a lap on to Peaceful.
Yeah,
but Peaceful's pitted.
So Overtaker and Ripper didn't get held up by Peaceful there, so they were able to extend their gap. But we look back to the guys here. Fury's made another mistake. That's allowed Jay down the inside, and Jay now up at the 4th place position. We just missed it. So I think Fury's may have had a mistake in the middle sector, or he's just got a little bit wide somewhere. Trying to look back.
Cameraman. Fury's on the inside. Into the crocodile.
He is on the inside. Jay's going to try and hold it strong on the Cheetah. Fury be mad to try and down the inside of the Cheetah. He's not in the BMW anymore, so he got... Whoa!
Oh,
Jay dropped it! Fury hits him, but Fury gets into the pits. Fury really didn't have anywhere to go. He goes straight into the pits. Jay has to continue on. And Peaceful. No, that's Emprava, sorry. I think... Is it Emprava? Yes, he's had another moment at the Cheetah. And everyone trying to avoid him. But Fury, he's just not had the luck there.
Well, this track's not McLaren friendly, really, is it? We don't think.
Well, not really, not this circuit, but he'll definitely be a lot stronger at Monza.
Who's
I know that
off
for
on
sure.
Start-finish straight? Someone's just left to just play him out the pits. Smokey.
Smokey's gone from the session, so he'll get a qualifying ban, I believe, for next week if he does not come back into the session. But after all that, Fury and Jay was in a solid P4 and 5. That benefits Tibbs, Gary and Wolfinator, who's been battling this the entire race. And now they're in the prime positions.
Yeah, that's...
Fury saying in the chat it was going so well, our angry emoji. Just unlucky as Jay just got onto the grass and around he went. Fury, wrong place, wrong time. But he can still gain places. Even though he's pitted, he has still got an opportunity to still score some decent points. Ripper now into the final sector, and he's still extending that gap. Overtaker in P2 with Matty in P3. Gary 131 has got ahead of Tibbs. What has happened to Tibbs? Has he been pushed wide and dropped down the order? Possibly so, but Gary is now ahead, as is Wolfinator. And Wolfinator has literally just been using Gary for a minute, just been watching him lap by lap, and both of them have worked their way up the order as Tibbs drops further behind. Well said, E. McKizzle. Fury does.
Fury comes out behind his teammate, Overtaker.
He does, and he's a little bit further behind Louis Allen and Nexus, who have not pitted. Oh, they have pitted, sorry. So technically now, Peaceful's had another moment. I think he was ahead of these guys, weren't they? No. I'm being silly. Pit stops are starting to happen. I'm a bit lost and confused already. But Gary's now starting...
confused?
Yeah, that one. I'm not confused. I can't even say the saying correctly. Gary 131 is now starting to extend the gap to Wolfinator, but Wolfinator is not quite able to stick with him at the minute. Either Gary and Tibbs with them, so Tibbs obviously had a moment. ACC will be downloaded in 10 minutes. Oh my god, Ian McKizzle was actually thinking about playing this game. That's mad. It'd be nice to see it go on the grid. See a Renam, possibly. But Gary is still ahead of these three at the minute. This is your closest fight on track. I say that. Louis Allen is still pressurising Nexus as they go into the final corner. Nexus is the lead car with had his pit stop done and out of the way. Ripper carries on through. These guys will have to start getting out of the way because of the blue flag rule.
Yep. Gary's hopping the curb in the crocodile.
And Gary goes towards the cheetah and he negates that pretty well as it seems to be the killer of cars. And Gary's into the pits, as is Tibbs, and he comes in very fast.
All the brakes on. All of them on. Please stop.
If he was in the Maserati, they probably would have locked up. Ripper is just now starting to extend the gap a little bit more from Overtaker, but he is now starting to come up to a lapped traffic. And they're in the middle of a scrap, Nexus and Louis Allen. So this is going to be interesting for Ripper. How much time is he going to lose? Because these two are both going to have to get out the way as soon as possible. But obviously they're too busy fighting one another. So Ripper's got to be a little bit cautious through this.
Yeah. Cool. Definitely be cautious with battling cars in front. Maybe dive straight into the pits with them two fighting in front of you. Because Gary is away. Tibbs jumps him in the pit stop.
He does indeed. So Tibbs gets back in front of Gary 131. So Will Wolfinator, he's got clean air now. He hasn't got the dirty air of the Porsche. Will he choose to do the overcut? Because we've seen the overcut seem to be better than the undercut. So maybe Wolfinator has learnt from the previous session. Ripper is pitting because he has seen those two battling and he wants nothing to do with it. Will Overtaker react? No, he's going to go longer again. So Matimovic, though, he's coming towards the final sector and he decides to carry on as well. Wolfinator's going to be the interesting one now.
Yeah, let's see how hard Wolfie pushes to get in front of Gary and jump Gary in the few cars. He stays out, so he's going to go for it.
Well, right now, what Wolfinator probably has noticed as well is Gary's gone in, Tibbs has gone in. They're more likely going to come out together, and as I would have thought, Gary is hustling the back of Tibbs already on cold tyres. So yes, these two will be up to temperature and up to speed, but they're also squabbling as well.
Whilst Wolfie has clean track, there is nobody around him.
Gary's got the switch back. He's got underneath, sorry there, PN, but he's got the switch on Tibbs. They're going wheel to wheel, and right now, Gary's going to have the inside, and he hangs in there, and Tibbs, once again, even though he gets him in the pit stops, he falls back behind Gary 131 once again. Great little scrap between these two. I think they had a scrap in the GT4s as well.
Yeah, but Gary in the Ginetta and Tibbs was in the Camaro. I was surprised no one's painted the Camaro bright yellow to be Bumblebee from the awful Michael Bay movies.
So the Brit was in the British GT4 and the US driver was in the US car. Lovely.
Yeah, and I was in an Austrian car in brackets, which is
that was
motorbike.
That is a bold choice car, to be fair. Louis Allen's lost time to Nexus. Nexus has extended that gap. Euro's now exiting the pits. He's just going to fall behind these two. Ian McKizzle, you probably want to download all of them to do the full season.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, I know. I was just going to say it out loud. But you will need to, anyone who is listening, if you do want to get involved in SimPlay Racing, it is the PS4 version to download, as that's what most of us guys here run as the PS4. None of us have got a lot of money to get the PS5, but hopefully, unlike PN. Wolfinator is coming to the pits. Now, this is going to be interesting. Gary 131 and Tibbs are still going at it. They're still scrapping. So,
Shane's back in the pits.
Shane is back into the pits. Is he going to get back out? That is the question. Tech leader has come in. Shane has left, so that's another car left the session. We started with 18 and we've lost 3 so far.
Yeah, I'm just noting them in the admin, in the stewards chat.
Wolfinator is still in the pits. He's not been dropped. Gary 131 is in the Crocodile. He's in the final sector now. Tibbs has gone with him. Wolfinator, when will he get dropped? That is the question. And will he get the overcut? I don't think he will, because Gary's into the final corner. Tibbs has gone with him. Tibbs touches the grass ever so slightly. Wolfinator is going to get released. Oh, this is going to be very, very tight.
Palava's back in the pits.
Wolfinator has jumped the pair of them. The overcut has worked.
The overcut has indeed worked. Now Overtaker's in traffic. He's up to the pit. That looked too quick. Oh, that looked really quick. He got a speeding penalty back in the GT4s on Monday night for speed.
By the way, Tech Leader's just left the pits. Jay is with him, as is Louis Allen, as is Euro. So Tech Leader's coming in the middle of this scrap. He's just crossed the white line there, Tech Leader. And they go into turn one. And Tech Leader goes wide as well, loses the rear. Your AM champion is facing the wrong way now, but Gary 131 and Tibbs have both got past Wolfinator. So it's all starting to happen after pit stops, and Overtaker has come into the pits. Matt's probably going to extend it as long as he possibly can to get the undercut, but with Ripper on his own. Fury and Tech Leader as well. Oh yeah, Fury, and also Matt is trying to lap them. Fury gets out of the way as best he can, but Ripper goes down the main straight, and Overtaker leaves pit lane. He did get it stopped, so that was very, very close.
Lost a little bit. That could have been. That actually looked a bit like latency from Louis. How that car moved.
This has been a great scrap, by the way, between Gary, Tibbs, and Wolfinator. I can't keep my eyes off it. It's been amazing, as E. McKizzle says. Great race for Matt so far. He's still yet to pit, E. McKizzle. So there is a mandatory pit stop that he has to do. But Tibbs right now on the rear wing of the Porsche 991 of Gary 131, but in the NSX, he's looking quite strong now after he's had a pit stop. He's going to look to the inside, he thinks better of it. Meanwhile, Jay is under pressure from Euro in the other Ferrari, and Tech Leader is still trying to pressurize Fury after a little spin into turn one. So all the fights are starting to happen now. Wolfinator, though, just seems to be losing touch after he did jump them in the pits, but now he just seems to be a bit off the pace.
Yeah, when will Matt pit? Will he leave it to possible end of the window, or...? He's in a lot of traffic.
He is in a lot of traffic, but he did have a big gap over Gary and the rest of the guys, so he isn't really losing anything at this stage. But if he does get caught up in any incidences, you know, then he's going to be in trouble. Sutty in the chat says, come on, Gary. In the chat, good friends they are, and they have a right giggle when they do GT4s, as Gary heads up towards the heaven. They do indeed. If you want to see Gary struggling at golf, then have a look on the Facebook SimPlay page, as you see him playing golf, and that's the PlayStation version. It was rather funny. I was enjoying watching that. Fury now. Whoa! All sorts of chaos going on here. Jay's in the middle of the track. Euro's got Fury and Tech Leader gone round. Jay's got major damage to the front end of that Ferrari, and who was in the middle of all that? It was Matahimovic was around them lot, but he's cleared them all now. But what on earth has been going on here? Fury is now back ahead of Tech Leader. He's now trying to find a way around Peaceful. Peaceful has cleared all these. Oh, he's probably thinking, oh my God, this is Christmas. Christmas has come early for him.
You could say, thank your mama for the carrots.
Oh, I'm not saying that terrible line.
But I don't like carrots, I think they're vile.
Oh, Jay's got major damage to the front end of that car. Tibbs, meanwhile, has lost a lot of time. He's now 9.4 off the back of Wolfinator. So what has happened to Tibbs? He's got damage to the side of his car as well. So Tibbs having problems here. Meanwhile, Matt is still going and still out on track. He's going to go as long as he possibly can. But right now, it's not really doing him any favours because he's in traffic. All the traffic is around him, while Ripper and Overtaker are in clean air.
Yeah, he's losing time as well. I'm watching the gap go down on the timing tower. Yeah, I don't think that's how Ferrari intended their 488 to look, Jay. Sorry, but no.
It is a little bit crippled there, as he did have a great start and it's gone downhill since then. Fury and Peaceful going at it. Fury runs a little bit wide, trying to find any opportunity to get past Peaceful Exposure. Peaceful's worked his way back up to 11th, but after all that chaos, I'm not sure exactly what happened. I'm sure we will get tickets in for that one and see exactly what did happen. I don't know what Sati's saying by 4444443.
I think he's replying to the golf comment for Gary. That looked like scores on a hole, on some holes for par. I don't understand golf.
Either way, Gary 131 is he's on the he's just ahead of Wolfinator at the minute. Wolfinator just seems to just be matching him now. He's got his pressures and temperatures sorted. But that's going to be interesting to where he drops out. Overtake and Ripper obviously on their own in the middle sector. It's going to be interesting how close Gary can get to him, because Matt's pitting now. Oh, and he comes in too fast, I think. Oh, I don't know, that's going to be interesting. Meanwhile, Fury is under pressure from Tech Leader. Tech Leader's going to look down the inside of the Cheetah. I think it's better of it. Fury's under some major pressure now from Peaceful and from Tech Leader here.
Closest battle on the track now is between Peaceful, Fury and Tech Leader. Jay is back out on track after repairing his very bent looking Ferrari.
Yep, looks clean as a whistle now. But this is your closest fight. Peaceful, Fury and Tech Leader all going at it. Tech Leader sent this. Whoa! If that was a Sati sender, I don't know what was.
That's the biggest sentence from Sati.
That was a technical. That was a technical tackle. That was.
Tech tackle. There we go.
Tackle. Right, Overtaker's crossed the line, and Matt has been dropped. Gary is in the Crocodile, so Matt's cleared them no problem. So Matt is P3, and he's managed to get it slowed down just. So he didn't need a Lamborghini this time to slow him down into the pits. So Matt has got going again. And Fury still hustling at the back of Peaceful Explosion with Tech Leader right behind them. Just dropped like 70 on the DLCs.
That'll be 70 Canadian dollars.
Opposed to US dollars.
Yeah, they are different.
I know. Fury, E. McKizzle's good friend, is at the minute in P12 trying to find a way around Peaceful, but Peaceful in the Honda seems to be holding Fury up a little bit. So the top three is relatively stable and boring, to be fair, but everywhere else it is looking good. It's like when Red Bull and Ferrari disappear into the distance, you know, it's just a bit boring.
Or
and then the mid-pack,
yeah,
it's just the mid-pack is just great to watch. Keep an eye on Gary 131 and Wolfinator. There's 1.5 seconds separating then. Ben Baff has got pressure from Nexus in the Jaguar, and again Jaguar in the top 10 scoring points once again for Nexus. But it's Honda versus McLaren versus Ferrari at the minute. Very iconic brands, all in Formula 1. Obviously, Honda not really a manufacturer, but an engine supplier for Red Bull. And at the minute,
even though they're not badged as Hondas.
Yeah, they're not even badged as Hondas.
The Red Bull powertrains, or whatever they call them.
As Peaceful
I can't
Explosion
believe
has... Sorry, Peaceful's got real pressure from Fury in that McLaren, the very downforcey McLaren. He looks to the outside. Peaceful defends the inside, holds that line. Fury's going to go around the outside. That's going to be brave to do it. Peaceful's going to hold his line. That's going to go around the outside the next corner, but he thinks better of it. Tech Leader's right there, though.
This could end in major
Tech Leader's dropped it. He's got really close to the back of those cars, and he could not stick with it, and he's gone round. Fury, though, is still looking to try and make a move if he can, but can't quite find the place. Pit window has now closed, but everyone has pit within the window. Fury looking left, looking right, but he can't find a way through. Nexus is the same. He's on the back of Ben Bath, one of the new AM boys, and he's the one who's doing the best at the minute. He's currently P7. But Fury, he's the one who's closer to Peaceful at the minute, but he runs a little bit wide through the Crocodile.
Yeah, into the Cheetah. Flirting with the curb. That curb is evil, and especially in the McLaren.
as Nexus now really close to the back of Benbath. He might get the undercut here as Benbath runs a little bit wide. Nexus in the Jaguar is really starting to pressure the mechanic. He's going to go around the outside of the right-hander. Is he going to get the job done here? He's doing it round the outside in the Jaguar. Nexus, is he going to get the job done? Into the left-hander he goes. And Benbath gives him the space and respect, and the Jaguar is up into P7.
I think that corner was barbecue.
Oh, it's Fury now sends it on the inside of Peaceful. But Peaceful has got a better run, a better exit. Fury is going to be on the outside for this right-hander, but he will have the downforce, but I don't know if he's got the damage. Peaceful sends it in and holds on to that position, but Fury is biting at the back bumper of the Honda. And already some great moves towards the end of this race. As Sati says, what a move, especially in the Jaguar. That was a fantastic move as Fury looks to the inside.
And put it away.
Oh, as Peaceful touches the curb, he gets a bit unsettled. Fury goes through, and Peaceful Explosion loses out to Fury there.
Yeah, as Wolfie's right behind Gary.
Slutty Apex says, take a bow. Nexus in the Jaguar, one of the oldest cars on this game, and he's done a fantastic job there. Wolfinator now is hustling Gary 131, so we finish one fight to go straight to the next one. And Wolfinator now in the Audi. Can he get the Audi ahead of the Porsche? Bentley is going to score really well here in regards of manufacture points.
Yep.
Although Shane isn't going to be scoring any points here, so they'll lose out there. Neither will T for Audi, so even Stevens for Audi and Bentley.
Yeah, very even. Overtaker's closed the gap a little bit. Ripper's probably cruising.
Ripper has looked like he's cleared two cars, which is M. Prava and Tech Leader, who aren't on the same lap, but they are squabbling. So I think Ripper has just passed two lapped cars, as Wolfinator is within 2/10 of Gary 131, so this is close. So Wolfinator has bided his time. He's got the undercut underneath him, but he just understeers a little bit too much and can't quite get the job done. But Gary's touched the curb. He gets a little bit unsettled, but he's got Wolfinator breathing down his neck.
Oh, the sound of that Porsche when it kicked in.
Oh, it's gorgeous, isn't it? Peaceful actually has gained on Fury as well, so that's not done quite yet. So Fury is still under some pressure there, as Wolfinator is trying to find a way past the Porsche 991 of Gary 131. He thinks about it to the inside, but thinks better of it. Audi and Porsche, I think, are relatively similar on straight line. I think the Audi's slightly faster, but obviously it looks like the Wolfinator's got more downforce on that car because he's not quite able to get him in a straight line. Oh, Gary all over the grass there. But Wolfinator didn't really capitalise on that.
Well, we say the 911, but the RSR GTE car made the best noise. And its last race is in a couple of weeks' time, and this 8 hours of Bahrain.
Oh, sorry, Peaceful's had a moment through the cheetah, and that's going to lose him time with his fight against Fury. You say about Overtaker making time, he's only 5 seconds behind Ripper, so Ripper is not really sailing away with this one, but he seems to have some form of pace to Ripper at the minute.
Has Ripper switched to fuel save?
You can change. You can add fuel this season. Towards the line he comes. So 5.2. So the gap has pulled ever so slightly, but not a lot. Back to the Audi versus Porsche fight.
VAG group.
May I say, VAG is Volkswagen top 5 at the minute. Top 5. Audi, Bentley, Porsche, and Audi again. But right now,
the only one we're missing is Lamborghini.
It is the Lamborghini. I think we haven't got any Lamborghinis this season. But right now, Wolfinator is ahead of the field as Gary's trying to catch him. No, the other way around. I'm losing my tone in. I'm just losing my mind. Just so much has happened in this race. Wolfinator is trying to catch Gary.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the one.
That way round.
I'll get there eventually. Overtaker, meanwhile, is trying to lap cars. He's trying to lap Tech Leader, and he gets out of his way. Who Emplava is now trying to catch the pack, and he's had a dreadful race too as Emplava. Not really the way he would have wanted it to go. Fury is still can't quite pull away from Peaceful Explosion. So SimPlay Racing not scoring well here in this race too.
No. Oh, I thought Overtaker slid through into the first part of Crocodile then, but it was just my mind playing tricks on me. And having a slide in on a pad is not easy to correct.
I bet it is not. We will get a poll out for driver of the day. I'm just trying to think who to put. We'll put the top 3.
Tips.
And we'll put Tibbs in there as well, because I think Tibbs has really been the shine here tonight.
Pete, you can only have 4 because I would have put Benny in the jack there as well.
I would have put Benny.
Oh, drifting around the corner in the hairpin. It's Nexus.
He's having a bit of fun in that thing now, isn't he? Fury is just struggling here a little bit as Peaceful is getting a little bit closer. Poll is out for driver of the day, so get yourselves voting on that one.
I think this and Gary and Wolfie are the closest battles on the track.
Yeah, I think this is it for the end.
Of course, next week we go to the Temple of Speed. We go to Monza.
We do go to the Temple of Speed. Monza is next on the calendar, and we should see the. We should definitely see the Bentley look strong. I think the McLaren will be strong there. Anything with very high grunt will be very strong there. Audi, I think, will also be very strong. Porsche might struggle, as will the Honda. Possibly the Jag as well. Get your votes in for driver of the day, please, guys. Currently 28 of you watching. Let's get those last 4 people liking the stream, because it does massively help us here at SimPlay Motorsport. And also subscribe to the channel. If you don't see your driver in the top 4, pop their name down in the chat, and we'll add them to the driver of the day tally. We will get mine and PN's perspective as well, as Wolfinator still can't find a way through. Peaceful seems to have lost time to Fury. He's just had a moment in Sector 1. But after the first week of races, it was Fury and Gary in the GT4s winning there. And then we had PN winning in AM, myself winning in both races of Pro-Am, and Ripper at the minute is leading the way in this second race in the Audi. So Audi's going to have 4 wins. I forgot to mention as well in the roundup, because I'm terrible at the roundup and Matt always asks me to do it. Fury needs 2 podiums to get his 100th. Overtaker will get his 50th podium here tonight. He's already had 1 in race 1. If he finishes in the top 2, he will get another one there, so that'll be his 50th. McLaren needed 1 pole position, but that never happened. And Audi is now on its 500th race start after the first race. With obviously 3 cars in here, it's now on 505.
Oh, Jake's backwards in front of Ripper. Sorry you interrupted you there, Dan, but I just saw that.
Ripper probably had a brown pants moment. He now needs to invest in some skis. Also, Ripper taking pole position earlier on. That gave Audi its 50th pole position. And Ferrari needed 4 poles to make it 50. But that hasn't happened here. But it is still leading the way. He's only got a couple more laps to go. And it's still Wolfinator, who's still trying to hunt down Gary 131. Meanwhile, Fury is now 10th. Louis Allen has dropped to 11th. And Peaceful has dropped further back behind them. So Peaceful has had a moment somewhere, and I think Louis Allen has had a moment somewhere also. Louis Allen's got very wide.
Very wide into turn 1. And they're doing this in front of Ripper as well, who's catching them to put a lap on for Hondas.
Well, just before we came into this round, Ripper was the most successful around Kyalami with 1 pole position and 2 race wins to his name. He's now going to have 4 race wins and 3 podiums to then myself, who's on 2 wins and 2 poles. Don't really class the Pro-Ams. It's probably more of a pro stat. So Ripper is the best man around Kyalami. Again, Wolfinator just can't seem to do anything about Gary. Gary's putting his car in all the right places. And Jaeger, like I said, shame they can't both complete the full season, because they're looking so good for the teams right now.
They are. Now, is that meant to be an orange or brown? on the Porsche.
It's meant to be a brown, I think.
But then again, though, brown is actually a shade of orange.
It is.
Very, very.
Yeah, brown is just a darker contrast.
Benny's in the pits. Benny.
Oh no! Has he underfueled?
Has Nexus ran out of fuel?
Oh, this should be interesting. We did see a couple of guys running out of fuels. None of the pros managed to do so, but Nexus looked like he possibly has here. Right, Ripper is now coming up to traffic. He has pretty much got one lap to go, though. He's got Peaceful and Louis Allen in front of him. Louis Allen, your Pro-Am champion, seems to be struggling in this second race. He's got Peaceful hunting him down. Ripper, meanwhile, is catching these two. Will he want to lap them as fast as he can or just sit behind them? Meanwhile, Wolfinator 6/10 once again on Gary 131. But again, doesn't seem to be able to find a gap. Get your votes in on Driver of the Day. We've only currently got 5 votes. So come on, guys, get your votes in. And also, if you don't see your driver there, put it in the chat and I will add it to the tally. But Wolfinator has got one more shot at this.
Yeah. Well, are they on track? Ripper's just crossed the line, haven't they, to start the final lap? They've now got one more shot. Does he go for into turn 1? If not, the next place really is a hairpin, or...
Gary's gone wide. Gary's got a little bit wide. He could send it up into the left-hander of turn 3, but again, he's not quite close enough, and he's going to have to sit behind the Porsche a little bit longer. Meanwhile, Peaceful has got Ripper right behind him, and he has now passed Louis Allen, who's dropped behind. Nexus, no, not quite. Fury has actually dropped behind them as Ripper is coming to finish the race. It's all swapped and changed towards the end of this race, but it's not changed at the front. It is Ripper who is coming into the final sector. 2 from 2 pole positions, 2 race wins. Audi takes 4 all together here at Kyalami in the final corner. Ripper wins round 2 of the season. Can anybody stop this man? Overtaker in the end was within 3 seconds of him. He finishes P2. Mate Himovic is going to come home in that 3P position. As Peaceful will finish in 9th, Louis Allen will finish 10th, Nexus will finish 11th, Fury will finish 12th. He's got damage to the front end of the car. Tech Leader is 13th, and Plava 14th. Jay is 15th, with Mate Himovic crossing the line in 3rd place position. Gary, can he just hang in there? 1 corner to go. Wolfinator is going to look down the inside. He thinks better of it. And Gary 131 exits the final corner. He's going to make it a Jaeger 3 and 4, but a fantastic fight between these two. Wolfinator would take P5. He'll be happy with that one. Great racing from those two, and Gary giving the respects to Wolfinator there, giving him a flash of the lights. Tibbs is going to come home for a solid P6 again here in the pros. He's got to be very happy with that one. Ben Bath, meanwhile, is in P7, and Euro is the last car to finish. But what a first round, we've had here at PN. But again, it is Ripper back on top of the table as Ben Bath comes out of the final corner to complete his race. Good points for him in the pro. As
People
Euro,
are leaving the session before we get the final result.
Yeah, they need to wait until we finish the final result. I think it was Jay was one of them that's left, and I think also
Louis.
So either way, that is your final qualification, and it is Ripper who is your winner. Hopefully we can get Matt and Overtaker in the chat. As guys, get your votes of driver of the day. I know Matt for right now is doing the tables as we speak, but Kyalami at PN, been an interesting week nonetheless, and it's been a fun night's worth of racing. But once again, Ripper just showing why he's champion and why these guys needs to step up.
Yeah, complete domination by Ripper. Be interested to see what it'll be like with reverse grid at Monza next week into turn 1. That's chicane. That's going to be interesting to see.
It is indeed. Obviously, we do go on to Monza next week. That should be an interesting one for sure. But reverse grid, I'm not sure who or what is going to be able to make it. But I believe, Matt, are the tables up to date?
Yes, they are.
Thank you very much, Matthew. As tables are up to date, and this is your order for the championship, and obviously these are a not confirmed because obviously we still got tickets coming in and penalties that might be awarded, so these might change. But it is Ripper who leads the way. He's got 10 points ahead of Overtaker. 18 points behind Ripper is Matinovic in P3. P4 is Tibbs with Wolfinator in P5. Level on points are those two. Gary 131's only 2 points behind them, with Peaceful Explosion in 7th. 8th is Euro. 9th is Ben Baff. He's had a good start to the season, with Axis in his Jag is in P10. Louis Allen is in P11 with Tech Leader in 12th, and Plava is 13th. Fury is 14th. Obviously the bad luck of disconnection in race 1, with Jay in 15th place position. Shane retiring and leaving after race 2. He's in 16th. Smoky Devil also doing the same in P17, and we still got T and Big Boy Brazier yet to score a point. If Jamie will turn up next week, we will hope he does for Monza. But it is Jaeger Motorsport leading away, 21 points ahead of Teletubby Motorsport in 2nd, with Killer Performance Motorsport in P3. Titan Oro Racing is in P4, with SimPlay Racing in P5. JW Sports Esports Racing is in P6. Flying Potato is P7, and Hot Wheels Racing in P8. But it's Bentley leading the way, but there is going to be a construction fight here. Bentley versus Audi, because there's only 35 points separating them, with Ferrari dropping further back. They're 120 points behind, but they got their own fight against Honda in 4th, with McLaren in P5. 6th is Porsche. 7th is Lexus. 8th is Jaguar, who's gone ahead of Aston Martin. 10th is Nissan, and 11th is BMW. Lamborghini, Mercedes and Reti are still yet to score a point. As we now do get Overtaker, Matt was already in the chat as well, and we will start with Matt. And pretty stable night for yourself. It was a little bit exciting at the start of the races, but other than that, it's been pretty easy going. Other than that.
Yeah, can't really say more than that, can you? Yeah, I tried to attack Overtaker early on in both races. I think race 1 I was catching him a little bit towards the end. It looked. Race 2 he was just quicker, and no one was catching the Ripper tonight. He was just phenomenal. But no, fair play to the guys out front. Overtaker and Ripper did a great job, and yeah, just steady 2 P3s.
Yeah, good way to start the season. Obviously, Kyalami, probably a circuit, probably not one of your favoured ones as well. It's not best for the Bentley either. I think the Audi just seemed to have better pace around here by the looks of things.
Yeah, it did. You know, the Audi just seemed to be strong, and you know, fair play to Ripper. We know how quick the Ripper is. He's rapid, and yeah, the Bentley doesn't seem to be massively strong here. I know Overtaker made it look good, and I come away with 2 third places, so it looks good for the Bentley. I know the Bentley seems a bit better at Monza. I took a win at Monza last time out, so yeah, we hope for better things next week. Obviously, what will be will be. I think the weather's just been posted, so we kind of get a rough idea what the weather's going to be. Obviously, we won't say it on air because of, you know, we'll leave the audience in suspense for next Monday. But no, good. Look, solid night of points. Gary got good couple of results. Good comeback drive for Gary race 1. Good points for Gary P4 race 2. Good for the team knowing that I miss a few races in the season. So the better start we have to the season, you know, the better sort of position we'll be at the end.
Obviously, like I said, Jaeger leading the way at the minute, quite comfortably at the minute. You're both scoring decent points there in race 2. Is that kind of the goal? Obviously, both of you possibly not meeting every round. Is it just score as many points as possible for the team and try and go for the constructors?
Yeah, I think drivers is gone. I missed 6 races this season with work, which is a shame. But, you know, personal life is personal life. I think Gary makes every race, so the more Gary can get gel with his Porsche, the more Gary can get on with his Porsche, the better. And I think while I'm here, it's, you know, capitalise, take as many points as we can away from the other teams, and tonight I think we've done just that. We've got a 21-point gap at the top from Overtaker and Fury, and I think we've done just that. You know, I missed 6 races. Fury's now scored last. All right, he didn't not score anything, so he came back in, but he scored last place points in one, so that really helps in terms of one race that I miss. It kind of, you know, balances that out a little bit. So yeah, score as many as we can when we're there each week together, and go from there.
I believe you will be at Monza for the next round of the season. Obviously, you had a very good race at Monza. I couldn't get past you a couple of seasons ago. What's your hopes for Monza and the team in general? And are you and Overtaker going to start working together as a Bentley duo to try and stop Ripper dominating every race?
Well, I think we tried in race 1 because it was pretty close for quite a while in race 1. I was pretty close to Overtaker, he was pretty close to Ripper. The problem was, every time we went quicker than Ripper, the next lap, we was a couple of tenths slow, and the times was ebbing and flowing between all three of us. One lap I was quicker than both of them, then Overtaker, then Ripper. So it was close. Race 2, the longer race, the Audi seemed to be the better car. Monza next week, I think I've got a good setup for the Bentley. I feel confident in the Bentley for next week. I'm going to look to win both races. Not going to be, trying to get for a Constructors' Championship if I'm not going to be in it to win races. I think because of certain circumstances about Imola, that may be pushed back a week, so I may miss Imola but be back for Hungaroring. It's just a case of seeing what happens there in terms of all of that. So we'll see. But Monza, I'm looking to go for 2 race wins for sure.
Well, I believe that makes it 109 podiums for yourself on that one. So congratulations on that, on the 2 podiums tonight. And we'll see you next week at Monza. And congratulations on the P3.
Well done to Ripper and Overtaker tonight. And can I just say as well, I know drivers don't get driver of the days, but Tibbs tonight had a phenomenal night too. It was his first night in Pro.
He did indeed. And we now speak to Overtaker. And first things first, Overtaker, you started to get him towards the end, but maybe a bit of traffic or maybe Ripper just easing himself to the end. But nonetheless, a great debut in the Bentley. You look quite solid and stable in that car. Is this going to be the car to really threaten Ripper?
I believe it can. Not around here, because around here, as you have pointed out and demonstrated last night, the Audi is super strong with the Porsche. So I tried my best today, but I think Ripper is about a tenth faster than me per lap, or 2 tenths, but then every couple of laps I made a mistake. He does not make a mistake, and then the gap just grows by the lap. And I need to figure out what he's doing in the pit stop, because every time he went out, he gained another 2 seconds. So I think it was closer than I thought it was going to be, but I gave it my best.
You do look very good in the Bentley. Very, like I said, you started to catch him towards the end. You're very consistent in it. I think, like I said, the Bentley probably is the best option. Regarding, obviously, the teams, yourself and Fury, Fury not having the best night. Jaeger's a little bit ahead due to Gary being a bit better towards that. Again, between yourself and Fury, is this a really good chance for you to win the Constructors' Championship? Obviously, not had a Constructors teammate for possibly, 2 or 3 seasons now. Is that another goal that you're going to have? Obviously, I don't believe you're making all the races this season.
We'll see how it's going to be for this season, but I'm enjoying partnering up with Fury. He's a nice guy, he's a fast guy, but he's a bit like me when we were driving on project cars, super fast over one lap, but the mistakes creep him out, and he just needs to improve on that. But of course, also for him, he's in the new car. That was his first race, so I think we're just gonna be stronger from race to race.
Obviously, the McLaren probably doesn't suit this track the best, but obviously there are going to be circuits that will suit the McLaren much better. Regarding Monza next time out, what can you do there? Bentley has been very strong in the past, especially in Matt's hands. I believe also we also saw a couple of guys in the Pro-Am categories as well. Holty was very good in the Bentley as well. What are your hopes for Monza, and do you think it's going to be a better car than the Audi at that circuit?
Maybe what I'm gonna say now is gonna came out of the blue a bit, but I've never actually raced at Monza, not on project cars and not on Assetto Corsa, so I really don't know, because I despise the track. I think it's super boring. Before I joined your league, I was doing a lot of online public lobbies, and you just couldn't have a clean race one in public lobbies because of turn one. So I despise this track with every inch of my heart, and I really can't say how I'm gonna do there. Maybe I'm gonna miss it, but we'll see how I'm gonna do there. I hope Matt said that he wanna cooperate and beat Ripper, so maybe he can send me his setup, which he says he's good. So
you might have to drop a donation in his Twitch. He might then think about it. But nonetheless, congratulations tonight, Overtaker, on 2 second places, and that's made it your 50th appearance on the podium as well. So congratulations on
Thanks,
that.
Mate. And I can just say congrats to Matt. We have he pushed me at both of the starts, especially race 2. I made a aggressive defending move, but I think it was okay, and he stick it on the outside both times, and we managed to be. I could give him a high five. We were that close, so nice racing.
Yeah,
Well, the Bentley boys, can they do anything about the Audi driver of Ripper? That is the question. Make sure you tune in next week at Monza to see if they can. We're in the poll there for driver of the day. It has gone the way of Ripper. Matt was in second and Tibbs was in third. But that might all change now because, PN, I come to you. Who's your driver of the day?
Tibbs.
I think it's going to be even Stevens. I think it's going to be even Stevens between Matt and Tibbs because I'm going to have to give it to Tibbs as well. After his first attempt in Pro, he's done a phenomenal job tonight, hasn't he?
He has. He's stepped up really well. I hope it continues in Monza in a week's time.
Obviously, comments to Ripper, Matt, and Overtaker, as always, top of the league are these boys, and that is the benchmark. And if you can stop any of them, then you are doing well in Pro. But it is as it is last season. Ripper has won both races. He's took pole position on both events as well. Can anyone stop him at Monza? The Temple of Speed. Has anyone got the nerve to get around him? That is the question. He will be starting at the back of the pack for the reverse grid of the sprint race, so that could be interesting as well. But that is it for GT3 action. That is it for Kyalami, as we will be heading towards the Temple of Speed on Monday as the GT4s will return back on track. Is Gary going to turn up in the Ginetta? That is the question. And will Fury stop him in the BMW M4, or can any of the Camaros do anything? That is the question. Or can the KTM Crossbow get anything out of it? PN's laughing. Will PM make a return in AM and try and get another race win? That is the question. And obviously the reverse grids then start to come into play, not just for GT3s but also GT4. It's going to be an exciting week of racing. Monza next on the calendar. Remember to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to be notified so you do not miss anything here at SimPlay Motorsport. Head over to our Instagram, head over to our TikTok, and also look down in the description below to have a look at Audio Sport and Made Manchester as well, and see what amazing products they have to offer here as well. But that is it at Kyalami. Ripper is carrying on where he left off, the champ leading the way. We will see you guys on Monday for the GT4s at Monza. Good night.
Good night.